What's going on, podcast pimps? Dana here to once again sing the praises of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. I got on the ball early. I already got my AC tuned up for summer, and I think you should too. An AC tune-up means better efficiency, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind before we get choke slammed with heat. And right now, it's their early bird special. $45 off an AC tune-up or $90 and you add your furnace in as well. Smart folks like me don't wait for the first 80-degree day. We plan ahead. Book by May 25th and check it off your list at standardheating.com. Providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
Yeah. The weekend is over. There it goes. And here we are again. Oh, locked into an all-out brawl with the real world. Welcome to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. I love these great crowds that we get right away in the early morning. I told you guys Tiger Woods wasn't all there.
Dude,
Yeah.
as soon as this news broke, I was like, oh my God, we were just talking about this.
If you were listening last week, I mentioned that I saw a recent picture of the guy. And I asked you folks, because I don't follow golf or Tiger Woods at all. I asked you folks, is that dude all there? He doesn't look like he's all there. And then a couple hours later, he ups and plays bumper cars with some bastard hauling a trailer. What gives, Cubby?
I don't know. He blew, like the breathalyzer didn't show anything, right?
Yeah,
Was that kind of the
triple
latest
zeros.
they said?
Yep.
So maybe, I don't know how it works with pills and whatnot. He's obviously had some issues there, but yeah, this guy definitely needs a driver. He sucks at driving. When you look at the history of, he almost died in one of his car
The
accidents.
history.
It gets out of your system a lot faster than anything else. So I guess if you're
The pills, you're saying?
if you're that type of person that gets
Pills
into an accident, the smart thing to do is probably, deny as long as you can.
That's what he did, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's on dope.
Ah,
Yeah,
jeez.
I guess so.
How many people do you know that are on dope?
By dope, do you
few.
mean like marijuana or something heavier than
Any
that?
drugs?
Plenty.
Yeah, gosh, everybody.
Everybody's on dope.
Almost everyone I know does something
Duh.
to a certain level.
That's why I don't trust a damn one of you. Everybody's
smart.
on friggin' dope. People are effed up. Are you guys on dope?
No.
No,
No,
nothing.
not right now.
I mean, I take medication. Can I count that?
No.
No, I wanted to
you-
count that. I thought it would sound kind of cool.
No, you know what I mean. You know, if you take medication for an issue, you probably take multiples, don't you? You take something for your constipation.
I guess I do. I didn't even consider that. Sure, Miralax works wonders.
Oh, that's over the counter, though. That doesn't count.
Yeah, so I have my epilepsy medication. It's just
Yeah,
one.
you
badass.
But I take 3 pills.
I'm talking about
All the same.
illegal dope, or you abuse prescription. Everybody's on something.
I mean, I'm glad nobody was hurt.
Oh,
But my gosh, take away his license.
Yeah, I love the man more than anybody, and I just want him. Clearly needs help at this point.
He needs a driver is what he needs.
Right.
He
Yeah.
needs, what is it, the Uber subscription.
Yeah. I if you gave me his phone, I could download Uber for him. Hell, he can have my account. I'll pay for it.
We've said this before. It's you got all the money in the world and you still decide to get behind the wheel. It makes no sense to me. It never will.
I'm sure there's sycophants out there, too, that would just as fans. Well, I mean, shoot, there's fans wearing his friggin' mugshot on a T-shirt now. Mm-hmm. One of those guys would drive him around if he asked.
I'd be happy to drive Tiger Woods anywhere he wanted to go.
Well, hopefully rehab or someplace if this is what it turns out to be.
Right. He's had so many injuries. He's been on so many pills. It's sad. It really is sad.
the guy can't handle his dope. Text us. What are you on? 651-989-9393. What are you on? Everybody's on something.
Do you remember, and Dana, I don't think you were here yet. Ashley, you probably were. Do you remember the woman we talked to who was on meth, but she lived like a completely normal life? She was an anomaly, it seemed like.
No.
recall.
We were on the telephone. We talked to a woman who was on meth rocks.
Now I can't remember if it was on the phone or we just kind of were reading her texts as they came in.
I do remember this, yes.
Oh, so you were here. Okay.
I was here.
It was that recent. Yeah, it was a mom, and she was living, like, she it wasn't getting in the way of her normal life, and she was able to kind of keep hopefully that's still the case, or actually hopefully she's off meth at this point. But she had said it didn't sound like she was excited that she was on meth, but she kept things together.
She was essentially just a
Crazy.
functioning alcoholic. Just meth.
Functioning methaholic.
Yes.
Here's a guy, Bug-Eye Wagon Jesus. I asked the crowd, what are you on? Bug-Eye Wagon Jesus texted immediately. He says he's on Josh's mother right now.
God dang it!
Give him a few minutes.
We just got here.
No, I don't recall talking to a lady who smoked meth, and she said she covers it well. She lives a regular life.
Yeah, she's
Nobody knows she's on meth, is what she said.
Yeah.
I
She's got,
wa-
she
I
had
want-
a
I
couple
wonder
of
if-
daughters, if I remember right. A job she was holding down just fine.
I wonder if she was as convincing as she thinks. You know what I mean?
Probably not. They're usually
Probably not.
not. Yeah, I mean, a lot of users think that nobody knows that they're using, but it's usually pretty obvious, especially when they're coming down.
A couple of our listeners are on Ozempic. A couple of our listeners take a multivitamin.
Oh, yeah,
it's
I
been a
take
while
mul-
for me.
That
I
can
take
be
multivitamins.
that can be dangerous.
I've heard, like anything, right? All the health stuff, it's one way, and then it's completely different the next. I've heard before, you just pee it out, it's a waste of money. And then now I just read something the other day saying, you should definitely take one of them.
Oh, it has definitely helped me. I had to take prenatals when I was pregnant, so you're getting everything that you need to get. And they recommend that you still take it like a year to 2 years after you give birth, just because of how much your body's still adjusting and they're taking from you. And when I don't take it, I can tell a difference.
You can.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a listener who's on Strireachlinstraw. The side effects are
no.
unbelievable.
I was going to mention, make sure you pay attention to those side effects.
They'll get you.
Another
Runs in
one.
the dark, Jesus said he had a boss back in the day when he worked at a grocery store, did meth for 30 years, raised a family, worked a full-time career, no problem, totally normal, and you could never guess.
Really? See,
Did not seem the type, he said.
knowing very little about, I would never even consider smoking a meth rock. Never in a million years. I always hear that it so dramatically alters your appearance. So I wonder how people who were able to cover it, how did they combat that?
Well, I've told you before about the Faces of Meth booth they at least used to have at the fair. I haven't seen it in a long time, and the change, the transformation was very dramatic, and it took no time, at least according to the information underneath. Within months, I was on a ride-along once where they were talking to a woman who had gotten hooked on meth. It was a shoplifting incident. She'd been kicked out of a lot of stores, and they showed me a picture of her driver's license compared to what she looked like at that time. It was like two different people.
And then the teeth fall out. So if you're able to cover a meth habit, how do you combat that?
And the sores you hear about.
Sores, and you look so gaunt, and then like I said, the teeth. But I have very little knowledge. Maybe it's easy to combat that change. Maybe you brush 11 times a day. I don't know.
Millennial Steel Cutter Jesus texted in and said that he's 29, he's never done drugs, and he has never taken a medication for anything. That's
What?
crazy. You should try it. It's fun.
Pancakes by the Lake, Jesus said, former meth addict, I can assure you there's no way in hell she was leading a normal life. No way. Yeah, maybe not. I guess I took her word for it.
Yeah, like we
But then
said.
again, I was on meth during that interview.
You were.
Like we said, maybe she wasn't as convincing as she thinks. Ashley mentioned it too. There are a lot of drunks out there who think they cover it so well,
Yeah.
and they don't. You can smell it on them. You can see it in their eyes. You can see it in the way they, again, pounding alcohol all day will alter your appearance as well. You may not see it, but we do. Here's a listener who's I asked our listening audience, what are you on? Because everybody's on something. One of our listeners, Josh, has an inhaler in one hand and his heartburn medication in the other.
Does caffeine count?
Oh, we'll count everything.
Yeah.
I want to hear about everything, sure. What is Zoloft?
It's antidepressant
Depression,
or
yeah.
anxiety, maybe both.
Okay, we got a couple people who are popping Zoloft as we speak. Adderall.
Is that ADHD?
Yep.
That's the stuff like People sell that to other folks, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that
oh,
stimulant?
Yeah, that's easy to grab.
I know a couple people on that.
Good. It's good and good for you. Ibuprofen, icy hot, and caffeine.
Oh, I love icy hot.
Don't try to steal Mikey Lee's gimmick.
Yeah, I forgot about that thing.
He wouldn't appreciate
I forgot that he's got a weird obsession with it.
TRT grains or gains. Anybody?
Is
No
it a
clue.
testosterone replacement? I'm just guessing.
Oh.
TRT.
Dude wrote grains and then gains. I'm not sure. Oh, no, he wrote gains. TRT gains, bruh, is exactly what.
Yeah, testosterone replacement therapy.
Okay. Fish oil, prostate supplements.
Ooh, I used to be on fish oil.
Talk to me about the fish oils.
That stuff, with the burps, terrible.
Oh,
yeah,
they're the worst.
I can't get past the smell. It's absolutely disgusting.
I'm somewhat familiar. For a stretch of time, I was dating a gal who was into health and fitness. And I remember her, she had a bucket of fish oils on the counter at all times. And I think she'd pour it over her food.
Ugh.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, you
This is a
could.
long time ago. Fish oils, what was that supposed to do for you, Josh?
I don't even know.
Oh.
I know
it's good for my
your
coat.
hair. Yeah, exactly. I know it's good for your hair.
It made my coat kind of luxurious.
It shined.
Yeah,
it
it did.
shone.
It shone.
What's the...
When I was into all that lifting and all that kind of stuff, I was on multivitamin, that kind of fish oils. I'm trying to remember whatever vitamins they recommend.
Did you get into creatine or anything like that?
Yeah, I still
Rip
do
fuel?
that. You know, I did creatine at the time for lifting, and now I do because there's been, and who knows if this works. I'm obviously not a doctor. I've noticed a difference where for a while I was feeling like my brain wasn't working, like firing slow, and I still feel that way, but I was forgetting words. It was kind of concerning. And so my wife had read an article about creatine, and so I read a few more, and it has made a difference, or it could be a coincidence, but it seems like it's made a difference. That's also why I'm so swole.
Yeah.
A lot
you're
of
jacked.
our listeners are on marijuana and Busch Light. I'm sorry, Josh. When you were lifting and all that back in the day, you were also taking a bunch of pills and whatnot to enhance your appearance.
I don't even know why. I just, from folks that were into that, were saying you got to take these vitamins and to replace this or that, or I'm not even sure.
Well, it worked. I mean, for a stretch of time, you didn't have an ounce of fat on your body. And you're still as thin as a rail, but you don't work out at all anymore. I mean, power lifting.
Yeah, no.
It worked, whatever you were doing.
I don't know if any of that was beneficial or if it was just the lifting.
Well, yeah, sure. You look good in a T-shirt. You wouldn't take your shirt off, though.
No.
I've busted his balls about this before. Despite being... You looked like a Ken doll. You know how
Yeah, just
Ken had the perfectly cut abs and the chest is shooting way. You look like a doll. You look like a mannequin. But he still was terrified to take his shirt off in public.
that's crazy to me, dude. If I was that hot, I would never be wearing
Yeah,
clothes.
what's the point of the workouts if you're not going to
I've never been comfortable.
Oh, God, he was so uncomfortable.
I'm not a piece of meat.
When we were down on one of these nightmare tropical vacations we used to take with the radio station and a bunch of slobs, including myself, we poured ourselves into a hot tub. Just everybody, it was, fat guy, skinny guy, fat guy, skinny guy. Horrible. We created a horrible scene. Here comes Josh. We invited him to get into the hot tub. He looks like a mannequin. He's so perfectly cut in every way. He wouldn't take his friggin' shirt off. I'm like, of all the people on this friggin' island, you should be the one who's not ashamed to take his shirt.
Yeah.
You're the one we want to see without a shirt on.
I was getting made fun of.
Oh, God,
I would have made fun of you too.
The look on your face when we asked you to take your shirt off, I've never seen one adult more uncomfortable than you. So how long has it been since you were into that lifting? It's got a good 15 years now.
Oh, yeah, even more because when I got engaged in October of 2007.
Congratulations, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. Eventually we'll get married.
Yeah.
And as soon as my wife said I do, I went to the gym and said I don't. I locked her in. I thought she's trapped now. I'm done with this lifting garbage.
I was asking our listening audience, what are you on? Our number is 651-989-9393. That's the Luther Bloomington Kia text line. Everybody's on dope. What are you on? Got a couple text messages from fellers who say, I'm a real American. I only drink beer.
That's right.
I had a pool tournament this weekend, and so it's been a while since I've drank like a kind of an all-day situation. And oh my God, I was reminded why I don't like to do that anymore.
Drinking beer?
Yeah, just all day, kind of like not even being like hammered all day, but just drinking just all day, like a marathon.
Well,
I've never been able to do that.
draining.
if you're out of practice, it'll wear you out quick.
My God, I'm exhausted. I'm still paying for it. I woke up yesterday with like that hangover anxiety. And I was like, never again. I'm
that?
just done drinking. I
I'm
don't want
sorry.
to drink anymore.
What's hangover anxiety?
It's, I guess, instead of getting a classic hangover, like a headache, your tummy feels upset, you wake up and you just have a lot of anxiety. It's such a weird feeling.
I haven't heard of that.
Little, like you're shaky for some reason. It's so uncomfortable.
Yeah, if you're out of practice, if I tried it, let's say this Saturday, if I tried cracking the top on a Frosty, as a couple of folks call them, at like 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and went all day, I'd be a mess on Sunday. But when I was practiced at that, it was just a beautiful, beautiful thing.
And the worst part is I can't just lay in bed all day like I used to. I can't just
No, you got responsibilities,
order
actually.
DoorDash for 3 meals of my day. I've
I
got to
could.
get up and carry a baby around.
Yeah, that sucks to be you.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll always walk with Elias Jesus. He said, I'm just high on life, man. A few people are high on life. That's good. That's what you should get high on.
It's a good thing to be high on.
And there's really some. By the way, Ashley, somebody said that's called hangxiety, that hangover anxiety.
I've heard that term.
Yeah.
It's kind of mixed on how their views on meth as far as whether or not you can get away with it where it doesn't totally affect your life or people notice, and other people are saying, no, there's no way.
Some are saying you can cover up a meth habit. Others are saying, nah, you can't. One of our listeners texted in to say he's on straight up nicotine and hatred.
I love you.
Some people do run on hatred, it seems.
Oh, man.
I've never been able to do that where you can just drink all day. My body just doesn't let me.
Well, don't try it now.
No, I can't. I can shoot. I think like 1.5 beers and I'm already done.
You'll end up on the back page of the paper. Front page, Tiger Woods. Back page, Cubby.
I could have used a nap about halfway through. I should have took a nap.
Yesterday?
No, on Saturday when I was drinking. Yeah, it would have been nice. Give it a little nap, some food, and then do it all over again.
Yeah, they call that a disco nap.
Yeah, that would have been
Never heard
that would have been the move.
There's people that I used to run with a crowd where they were bigger drinkers. Maybe it was just the age. And there was one guy, he could be half passed out on the bar and just wake up long enough to drink more and then pass back out on the bar.
Jeez.
No idea how your body allows that.
In my 20s, we used to go to this bar neighborhood joint where they had happy hour from noon to 6 on Saturdays, and we called the Ironman Challenge. If you could sit in a bar stool from noon to 6 without leaving, without closing your tab and drinking all the way through, you completed the Ironman Challenge. And that's what we did.
High on Jesus and porn, this person says.
Oh, God,
That's quite the spectrum.
interesting combination. Yeah, I was saying a couple people texted in and said they're just beer drinkers. They don't need any pills. They don't need any marijuana cigarettes. That reminds me of my dad and his generation of good old boys that I grew up with. Dudes were supposed to drink beer. If you needed anything other than that, you were soft.
Yep. Oh yeah.
That's whenever my dad and his buddies would hear about marijuana smokers, they'd look over as if they were thinking, what are you, some kind of a sissy or something? That was their mindset. It was beer drinking, booze too, but mostly beer drinkers. If you needed anything else, that made you a bitch.
Yeah, I know some older guys that are exactly like that.
Yeah.
Even like there's somebody in my life who he was telling this older guy about how he was on some depression medication and some anxiety medication and that it's been really helping with his mental health issues. And the older guy was like, nah, you don't need any of those. That's all gimmick.
They're playing with you.
I don't know. It seems to help some people.
Exactly. Like, I'm not even going to get involved. There's no change in his mind.
A couple people texted in and said, meth today is weak compared to what it used to be.
Really? I wouldn't know. I'm not in the meth scene.
Today's meth is weak.
Yeah, it's. Did they mention something about the staying awake part? As far as the weak
yeah,
meth?
what does it say here? People's appearances were affected by staying awake for a week straight, which doesn't happen with meth anymore. Here's a guy who knows what he's talking about, or at least he believes he knows what. I can't question any of it. I don't know word one about meth except, like we were saying, the pictures. You look like terrible. You look like garbage in your class picture if you smoke meth.
I had a buddy who, when I met him, he didn't use meth anymore, but he kind of looked like something had affected him, and he mentioned it was very bad for him. That's why he eventually quit.
Oh, wow. Everybody's on friggin' dope. How was your weekend, Josh? It was your birthday weekend, by God. Did your ungrateful family show you a good time?
You know what? Most of them did, and we had a really good weekend. It was fun. I got to see Cam and his girl, or fiance now.
It freaks me out every time.
Yeah, me too,
I don't
actually.
know why you have to shout the man's name.
And saw them Friday night. You know, he brought me all my favorite foods, and I saw him again.
Did he bring you any ham?
He did.
Oh.
On pizza. Yeah, brought some pizza, brought all kinds of stuff. So it was really good to see the family this weekend.
Well, that's great.
Although, so I bought a rollout hoop, basketball hoop. The one we had in our driveway that you mentioned before was terrible. It finally just snapped.
You bought a new basketball hoop?
Yeah, rollout hoop. And I ruined it yesterday, putting it together.
Dunking too hard?
I wish, Dana. There's no way. The shortest it gets is 8.5 feet.
No.
I couldn't dunk on 8.5 feet.
You have to get that trampoline in your backyard on the driveway to dunk on that one.
It's embarrassing because my 14-year-old and his friends can dunk. I cannot on that 8.5-foot one.
You mentioned that you were putting together this new hoop last week, and it was a real pain in the ass.
It was. So part of it is when you put the post together, it's 3 pieces, right? I'm guessing iron. And you have to smash them together. And they say, all right, smash it on the ground. So the first day, it wouldn't move. And I think part of it is I was a little apprehensive because I was doing it in my garage. I didn't want to ruin the garage floor. So I went outside yesterday and
over
did
to
it
your
in the
neighbor's
street.
driveway.
Yeah, I didn't even consider it.
You're out in the street now and you're pounding these pieces of iron together?
Yeah, and I'm super pumped because you mark, they have to each go on the other one at least 4.5, preferably 5 inches, right? And so you mark that line. And so I was getting, and it was moving, and I was thinking, I'm the strongest man alive. Finally, I got this thing going. I was pretty excited. I thought we can move on from this step. And then I looked at the bottom. I mangled the hell out of the bottom so I can't get the third one in.
Oh.
Where in the hell is my godson, this able-bodied godson of mine, while you're out sweating your nuts off putting together his basketball hoop?
He was at a buddy's house.
At a buddy's house?
Yeah, probably just waiting for that hoop to get finished.
So
But
you've ruined it now? You can't use
I think so. I tried bending it back. I'm not super handy with that stuff, and I totally screwed it up.
Throw it in the garbage.
And that's what I was thinking. I'm like, this is probably the most expensive part if I have to replace it. And so I'd imagine I'm just going to have to buy a new one at some point.
Hand the kid a tennis ball.
Yeah, he's going to have to play
He
something
can just
cheaper.
throw that against a garage door all
That
day long.
sucks.
We're going to have to keep playing catch, and that's it. Only if the neighbors aren't around. I can't play catch with them if
I'm
somebody's
sorry
out
to
there
hear
watching.
that. It reminds me of that great television commercial. I don't know what they're advertising. Oh, I think they're advertising those little speakers that'll talk to you. You know, when you say, "Hey, Alexa," right?
Yep.
Right. Do you remember this commercial, Josh, where there's a father and son out in the driveway? I think they're putting together a basketball hoop, and there's just pieces everywhere. And the Alexa machine says, "Now on to step 3," and the guy says, "I'm only on step 3."
Dude, that was step 1 for me. I think that's the first step. I mean, it took forever just to unpack it and, recycle all the boxes and stuff. We
Sorry
get
to
to step
hear that.
1 and it was rough.
Pain in the ass.
Yeah,
Trying
that
to-
really sucks. People are texting in with some advice, though. Maybe read some of those. Maybe they have some good ideas.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate that. I was having trouble yesterday. So
The kids just would have broken the thing within a week anyway, probably.
probably because it wasn't the most expensive.
Slam dunk contest,
Yeah.
tear it right off the. When I was a kid, my folks got me one of those basketball hoop deals that you bolt into the ceiling of the roof of the garage.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. It's not on a. It's like bolted right into the. Oh God, I was friggin' pumped. And it was the one game that I could smoke my brother at. He had no chance guarding me. playing basketball. If we played football, of course, he'd murder me eventually. Hockey.
Didn't you say he was pretty good at hockey?
I was better than him at hockey. But anyway, I was crossing him over. Steph Curry wasn't even a wrinkle in the sheets. Who was I? I was like Maurice Cheeks. I was like Adrian Dantley. I was like Sidney Moncrief, Isaiah Thomas. I'm out there. And I was so happy to finally have this game that I could dominate my brother at. He was so upset by this, so I was having a great time. My uncles come over. They get drunk. They tear it right down. They have a dunk contest immediately. They're Daryl Dawkins. They were George Gervin, Josh. They have a dunk off. They tear it right off the roof of the garage. And my dad says, I'm upset. My dad says, don't worry about it. We'll replace it. Never happened.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
We moved in 6th grade, and the house we moved to had one of those above the garage, and it was the coolest thing. It was so awesome to have. Although our driveway was very, very slanted. It was a little tiny driveway. Like the pitch on that, basically, you had to break your right ankle just to hold on and not fall. So that part sucked, because anytime somebody didn't get a rebound, it was in the street.
I noticed that when I was at your place.
Ours is like that, too.
Nothing like a downhill basketball court.
Right, yeah.
It'll be nice now that we can just move it someplace where the angle's not as bad.
But, yeah, the old man never replaced. He promised me when I was 12 he'd replace it. Every summer I'd say, are you thinking about replacing? Yeah, we'll get around. When my folks retired and moved out, I removed the framing of that basketball off the roof of the... 30 years later, the broken frame was still on the roof of the... Here's the guy we were talking about. What are you on this morning? Everybody's on dope. What are you on? One of our listeners, Josh, 100%. He's on raw sewage gas.
You got to be real careful with that stuff.
Every morning, man.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Yeah, we were talking. We were. Earlier on this morning, we were talking about having a job or not having a job and looking for one. Which is harder? Both situations can suck. Looking for a job, boy, that would suck. But sometimes the job that you have blows. Can't stand going in there. Hate everybody. Got a lot of texts on the subject. Boy, this is not good news for folks who are currently looking for a job. Big gut tow truck Jesus. He had a corporate job. He quit the sumbitch. On impulse, he says. At the end of September, he put out over 80 resumes. Only got 3 interviews. None of them landed.
Jeez.
Took him 4 months to get a job.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, that sucks. You know, you do kind of hear stories like that. That'd be rough. Like I said, I think I'd be too quick to accept the rejection.
There's evidence that not having a job and looking for one sucks. Here's evidence to where it can suck pretty hard also to have a job. Subaru Parts Jesus texted in. He said, I'm looking for the biggest bridge embankment I can find while driving into work right now.
Oh, come on, man.
No. But I just don't have the balls to do it, he says. Don't do it, bruh.
Yeah.
You're the only guy I trust with those Subaru parts. We were talking about faking it till you make it. Maybe you tell a few tall tales, you tell a few lies on your job resume to get the gig. And then hopefully nothing backfires from there, and you can live happily ever after. You fake it till you make it. I referenced one of my oldest friends, Pistol Pete from across the street to be exact. Total con man, always has been. You guys know this one. He lied his way into a gig driving heavy machinery because it cost, that's not the word, it paid really, really well. This is many years ago. We were very young. He lied his way into landing a job driving heavy machinery.
Sketchy.
Sketchy?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, every inch of Pistol Pete from across the street is sketchy.
But that's like the one job you don't want to lie about having a skill in.
Well, see, he figured this was the way he thought. The pay was so good, even as a beginner at starter level, the pay was so good, he figured they're not going to ask him to get behind the wheel of one of those big old stinking machines for. He'll probably just be in the ditch, right, shoveling dirt for a stretch of time. He'll collect that sweet paycheck. He'll get out of there before they actually ask him to drive, so he won't have to prove it. Well, that backfired on him. Sure, he was a ditch digger there with the crew for a couple of months, but then something happened. One guy was sick and didn't show up to work, so they said, okay, Pistol Pete, here's your shot. You got the skill set, right? You landed this job. Get behind the wheel of that sumbitch and take it over here and dump that load of something into the ditch and then go over there. Well, he's thinking, well, I suppose I can figure it out on the fly. And he got behind the wheel. And he turned the damn vehicle over and cost the company about $500,000. And they fired him for that.
Oh, my God.
Oh, they didn't give him a second chance?
The same thing happened to a former coworker of ours. Do you remember this, Nick? He said he was qualified to drive a certain type of vehicle. And I don't want to give too much away or embarrass the guy. He was not. He lied and said he had experience, and he rolled the vehicle. Somebody sent in a picture of, it's like, hey, did you hear what your former coworker did? That was pretty bad. And said, he ended up getting canned from that job because it was the same thing. He completely lied about any experience he had, and it didn't work out for him. Subaru Parts Jesus, if you're still listening, Angry Bus Driver Jesus said don't do it. He needs a new engine cover for a 2016 Outback 3.6R.
You're the only guy we trust with those Subaru parts. And finally, on the topic of trying to land a job or your current job totally blows, I saw a funny meme on the subject. I don't know why. Ashley and Josh can probably see this from where they're sitting. Kermit the Frog is sitting at a desk, and he has his hands folded in front of him, Josh.
It's very cute.
As if he's in the middle of a job interview. And the interviewer says, so tell me about yourself. And Kermit says, well, I'd rather not since I need this job.
That's pretty good.
Kermit the Frog, I haven't seen him in years.
Been a while for me, too.
He hasn't aged a bit. He looks good. I remember sitting in the movie theater watching him ride that bicycle while singing Rainbow Connection back in 1979 or 80 or whatever it was. Blew my mind watching Kermit the Frog pedal a bicycle. It blew my friggin' mind.
He's got long legs.
He does.
I've always wanted to be pursued by a woman like Kermit was with Miss Piggy.
Ooh-wee.
He had no interest in her.
No,
Isn't
I don't blame him either.
What?
You don't blame him?
I don't like Miss Piggy at all. I find her very annoying.
She's a bit of a snob.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But the sexual vibe coming off of her was thick, baby. I agree with you, Josh. Every man's dream is to have a woman who wants him as bad as Miss Piggy wanted Kermit down. I mean, she wanted to pin him down.
He missed an opportunity. I mean,
Well,
sure,
but
Miss Piggy, she's not a traditional beauty
Right.
like you might expect, but there was something about her, probably that passion.
But didn't they end up doing it in one of the movies?
Oh, I didn't see any of the movies.
I think in one of the movies.
Like the recent one?
Oh, no. Back in the 80s. I thought they knocked that out in the 80s.
Well, they needed to.
She finally pinned him.
Yeah, they needed to get that over with.
All right, we should all feel good for this guy right here. He's from over there in Poland. After 9 years. Ashley, where were you 9 years ago?
9 years. How old am I?
You were in high school.
I just graduated high school.
For Pete's sake. Seems like a long time ago, doesn't it?
It feels like a lifetime ago.
This guy, again, he's in Poland. 9 years went by. And 139 tries. And the sumbitch finally passed the written driver's test in his neighborhood.
That is one of the easiest tests I've ever taken in my life.
You've never taken one in Poland.
I guess maybe Poland's different.
I've heard it's much more difficult in today's day and age.
I remember it being difficult, just because it almost seemed like they were trying to trick you on a lot of the questions.
I'm with Ashley. I thought it was easy.
Yeah, that was, and also it might have helped that was like one of the only things I ever really tried to study for. I really dialed in because I was like, I want to be able to drive.
Yeah, I've heard it's a lot different now. But back in my day, I didn't think it was too tough at all. But we did study quite a bit in driver's ed.
I'd love to take an updated version of it, see how I do.
I think we did a couple of years ago on the air, and we all shared our scores.
I think my microphone just broke. Let me try. Thank you for your patience. I wouldn't have a clue what the hell makes up today's written driver's test. 139 attempts, 9 stinking years. This guy finally passed the written test. You got to pass the written test before they'll let you try the driver's test. That's at least how they do it in Poland. But our guy got it done.
At what point is how can you not remember the questions? It should you think by try number 5 you just know the quiz.
It is a bit concerning.
Yeah, I don't think he should get a license.
This guy might be a nervous person.
Can you imagine on the road? He's like, what the hell did that red light mean? I'm going for it.
That's exactly what I'm picturing, John.
Maybe he ain't all there. I don't know his situation. They call it here the theoretical driving exam. If you can't get a good score on that gimmick, you can't get a sniff at the actual behind-the-wheel driving test. Most people over there in Poland need summers between 1 and 3 attempts to pass that pig. But not our guy. He struggled like a bastard. His 139th crack at it was the charm. 9 years, they say he spent somewhere around $2,100 in exam fees because he kept failing over and over again. But the prick wouldn't give in, and I'm proud of him. But here's the real kick in the bag. These are the rules in Poland. They say if Dinkus now goes on to fail the behind-the-wheel test, he's got to go back and take the written test all over again.
This guy's really up against it.
I kind of hope he doesn't pass. I think if you, Stanky Boy Jesus agrees, there should be a limit before you're just not allowed to drive.
I'm with you on that. It does, but maybe it's one of those, he's the test anxiety like you mentioned.
Right. We don't know
maybe
this.
He dominates at operating a vehicle.
Maybe behind the wheel, he's friggin' Kevin Harvick, for Pete's sake. We don't know.
That's
where
where
I had special time. Once they finally realized that I was, I don't know what my issue was, but I used to be allowed to have an extra 20, 30 minutes for testing when I was in the last couple years of high school and then in college. And it was still pretty doable.
Maybe behind the wheel, he's Ernie Irvan.
If he's really good behind the wheel, I'd be a lot less concerned.
Yeah.
But there probably should be a limit, maybe just driving's not for you, pal.
Maybe behind the wheel, he's Ricky Craven.
So they give you a special time for that?
Yeah, and then I stopped taking it because I felt weird. I felt like people were looking at me like I was a weirdo.
Dana has special time every time Anna Kendrick's on television or in a movie.
This is very true.
He's got a weird obsession with her.
I can't see those movies in the theater anymore. I have to wait till they're on home video.
Porno Jesus said he heard they really put you through it. Some rigorous tests in Europe. The tests are very difficult over there.
Difficult stuff, they say. Now, the last note on this story goes like this. Our buddy, 139, the 139 tries guy at the driver's license written test, that's not the all-time Polish record. Some other effing character, it took him 17 years.
Oh, man.
And 163 tries before they could pass that bitch.
This person said, when I passed my driver's test at age 25, the instructor looked at me and said, all those years of illegal driving really paid off.
I hope I'm saying this right. Chillustrator Jesus said he lived in Germany for a while, and he took the written test for driving there, and he said that he passed on the third try. He said it was really, really hard, and that compared to Minnesota, Minnesota's easy peasy.
Really? That's interesting. I wonder what makes it more difficult. Well, they drive on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah, that's got to be confusing.
And the wrong side of the car.
Well, I guess not if you're used to it.
I'm teasing.
Right? But my husband went to Ireland a couple years ago, and he said that it is insane over there. Just because of how narrow the roads are and stuff, that it was the scariest driving experience that he's ever had. So maybe
Well-
that has something to do with it. They try to make it like more strict because they know it's sketchy.
I went driving through Ireland too many years ago in the middle of nowheres. Maybe your husband was in the city. But in the middle of nowheres, yeah, those are some narrow roads. Everyone's vehicle looks seconds away from complete disrepair. I don't know. But we were in the boonies.
This person says, I went to high school with a girl who failed the written test so many times they ended up reading it to her because they thought maybe she had been misunderstanding the questions.
Yeah.
And she still failed.
Oh, no.
Oh, that.
The most fun I ever had at the driver's license station, whatever they call that joint. And I'll say it again. I know that every stand-up comic in the world has a series of jokes about how miserable the DMV is. I've always had a good time there. I don't understand the jokes.
Me too.
I've always gotten in and out. You take your picture, you fill out I don't get it. But so I was in line to do something, and standing next to me was a couple from a faraway land. I have no idea where. The woman is taking some sort of test where the DMV employee is showing her pictures of road signs, and she has to identify verbally what they are. She's standing right up against the counter. Her husband is behind her. And the DMV employee shows her a stop sign and says, okay, what's this? And the husband goes, that's a stop sign. Stop. It says stop. And the DMV employee says, sir, you're not the one taking the test. Your wife is taking the test, so I'm going to need you to not help her at all. Yeah. Oh, okay. The next sign comes up. It's a yield sign. Ma'am, what does this say? And the guy behind, again, the husband, yield. And the DMV employee had to say, sir, for the second time, you are not the one. They had to remove the guy.
That's weird that he had that compulsion just to keep his mouth shut.
Weird that he was there in the first place.
Do you mind if we share an update? Angry bus driver Jesus didn't want Subaru Parts Jesus to drive off the road because you might remember he needed a new engine cover for his 2016 Outback 3.6R.
I think I do recall that.
Subaru Parts Jesus got back to him and said they don't carry that part.
Oh, no.
But we still don't want you to drive off the bridge.
I think,
on the road.
Cubby, it's too late. Sometimes you just got to let people go.
What if that's all he needed is one person to need the part they sell, and now they don't even sell that
He's
part?
a grown man. I'm not sure what to make of this here in a place called Orange County. It doesn't matter exactly where that is. In Orange County, it says here an 18-year-old kid wearing a ski mask, he carjacked a lady at gunpoint. The lady was just a-setting in her car in a parking lot or something, and next thing you know, there's a gun pointed at her mush. And the peckerhead holding the pistol, Kenny, his name is Kenny, he says to the lady, he says, I'm sorry to be doing this, but I need to see my grandma. Now, the lady behind the wheel thought it was a joke, but the kid was apparently super serial. He wanted her car. He needed to get on the road to Grandma House. The lady said she pleaded with the kid for, as they put it here, Josh, several minutes. She pleaded with the kid, even offered to give him a ride to see his Jurassic old grandma. But the kid refused. Get the F out. Gun to her head. He promised, though, he would return her car as soon as he could. The lady said he looked like something was wrong. He could have taken all my jewelry. He could have taken my money. He didn't take anything. So she finally gave up her vehicle and then quickly called the police. Kenny didn't get far. The cops chased him for a short while, and then Kenny banged into a parked vehicle, and it was all over.
That's too bad he didn't just accept the ride. What a nice lady, by the way.
Yeah, so who knows what Kenny was up to for real? Did Kenny Grandma need help? Had she slipped in the tub, and Kenny thought this was the best way to give her the help that she needed? I'll tell you this. Looking at his mugshot, Kenny does not look like the brightest kid in the world.
No,
I gotta see this.
That's got to be a big part of it, right?
Oh,
Well, I could take a bus or I could commit a felony. What should I do?
Yeah, or just ask for a ride. I mean, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get turned down, but she seemed like a very nice person. She handled that well.
She did. Hot Cocoa Sheeses asks a question via the text machine. Was it a gang initiation? I don't think so. Chicks are shady, man. They do stuff. You know it. We established that fact years ago. Shady.
Yeah.
This has become all too common. Foxy ladies scamming peckerheads online. Scamming them out of all their hard-earned monies. And
I hate this kind of stuff. It
some of
makes me
you
feel
might
so
be
bad.
saying, now some of you might say, hey, it serves you right if you're going to hang out on the internet all day, whacking your bag, trading dirty pictures online with strange women. And you have a point if you say that. You do.
I just feel so bad because they seem so lonely.
Who seems lonely?
The people being scammed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
And in this case, the foxy lady online, Ashley, if you're already feeling down about this, I'm going to bring you down even lower. That's what I do.
Let's go.
This foxy lady she's picking on the old timers. I know you folks have no respect for your elders, but I got a soft spot for the Jurassic. I do. Says here this gal, who would be a lot foxier had she not aided isn't the word, had she not added 8.5 PSI to the lips on her face. She'd be a lot foxier had she skipped that move. You saw her pictures, didn't you?
Yes. I agree.
What did you call
I don't think-
it? The PSI?
PSI.
That's so funny
They
to
inflate
me.
them.
Yeah. What's so
I
funny?
don't know why. I just never heard somebody explain it like that. That's so good,
They
dude.
use a bike pump.
Yeah, soccer balls, volleyballs, whatever. You add PSI to that.
They put a stem behind the lip, and you just put a bike pump up.
Does
right up
she
there.
not look asinine?
Yeah, it's one of those things where go ahead if it makes you happy, but it just seems so many people don't really need plastic surgery, at least on their face. I mean, if you're in an injury or whatever it is and that would make you feel better, go ahead.
Well, this gal's obviously nuts.
Yeah.
But anyway, she'd be a lot foxier had she not done anything to her lips. Her friggin' inflated lips make her look like you're on an acid trip when you look at her picture. Anyways, this gal is a former penthouse pet. She's due in court for picking on lonely rich old-timers from out there in Beverly Hills and Hollywood and such.
I mean, there's lonely rich old timers that'll just give you the money. You don't have to scam them out of it. The sugar daddies.
One of my favorite lines ever from Beavis and Butthead, and I haven't done Butthead in a long time, so forgive me if this is a little shaky. One episode years ago, this was the early days of Beavis and Butthead. Butthead turned to Beavis and said, let's go get some money. Anyway, this gal went as far as to burglarize the homes of these elderly gentlemen. So it wasn't just pulling money out of their accounts online through a computer scam. She would end up in their houses. Her real name is Adva something. She's 27. If you look through your old Penthouse magazine, she goes by the handle of Mia Ventura. Okay, so if you got a stack of magazines, you can try to look her up. Mia Ventura. She's up against 11 years in prison for what she's done. That sounds pretty serious to me, 11 years. And the allegations are that Mia, Adva, so there's no confusion. I'm just going to call her Lips. And again, if you look at pictures of her and see how badly she's mangled her own yap hole with those lip injections, you'll see why Lips is an appropriate nickname. The allegations are that Lips trolled sad old rich Hollywood gentlemen online. With some of these old boys, she would pretend to be their girlfriend. She acted like she really wanted that grandpa action. And those bastards fell for it. So with that, she would gain access to their homes, and once she got inside, the the poor prick would lay down for a nap, I'm guessing, and she'd steal cash, jewelry, whatever she could get her hands on. And once she got what she wanted, she'd leave the tired old grandpas in the dust, all heartbroken and whatnot.
Yeah.
And like I said, nowadays she's waiting for a trial to begin. Her attorneys tried to get the charges dismissed, but the judge told them to kiss his ass.
Good.
Lips is not currently sitting in the ladies' cooler waiting for her trial. She's hauling around one of those sexy ankle monitors around town, looking like a jackass.
Those are so funny to me.
If you want to see her vagina, it says here that Lips was featured as a, quote, 21st century penthouse pet in the 20 and 23 July edition of the magazine. July 20 of 23. Boy, she sounds like a heartless character.
Yeah, that's not cool.
I'd imagine she also thinks she is doing nothing wrong. Mm-hmm. This is all the victim's fault, not hers. You keep saying Lips, and for whatever reason, now all I can hear is that...
No, don't do it.
All right.
Do it.
Lips and Hips by Electric Boys. It's in my head. Did you know exactly what I was thinking?
Of course.
I couldn't. It wasn't on purpose.
You have a knack for those late 80s, early 90s glam rock bands that everyone else hated for good reason.
Right.
You
I
do.
understand.
Electric Boys.
They were not that great.
Danger, Danger.
Funko Metal Carpet Ride. Wasn't that the name of their album?
They had a record called what?
I thought it was Funko Metal Carpet Ride or something simple or similar to that. It was pretty stupid.
Who were the other ones? Extreme. I'm missing.
Nuno Betancourt's one of my favorite guitar players. I was not necessarily an Extreme fan, but a Nuno fan.
Shotgun Messiah.
They had some interesting stuff.
I know I'm missing one other. There's one.
Danger, Danger. It's a lot of my favorite guitar players. Andy Timmons, incredible guitar player.
But I remember the song. She's all lips, burp, and hips. Clap. God, there was one other. There's one other really bad late '80s. What about Baton Rouge? Did you buy their records? Baton Rouge.
Oh, I don't even know. What was their song? Maybe I'd know the song.
I got it on the tip of my tongue.
It's called "I Got It on the Tip of My Tongue."
I got it. She talks like a man, but walks like a woman, or something like that.
Walks like a woman.
Walks like a woman. Yeah, Baton Rouge. They were from Illinois. I'm kidding, of course.
My wife hates whores too, Jesus said. Tora Tora walking shoes.
Oh, Tora Tora, sure.
They were kind of catchy. I didn't mind Tora Tora.
Ooh, every mother's nightmare. We could do this all day long. But I ain't mad at you because there's one late 80s hard rock band that I thought was just terrific and nobody gave a friggin' half of a pump. Do you know who they are already?
No.
Lillian Axe.
Oh, yeah, I never got really into them.
Their
for no
first
reason.
record is absolutely terrific, and nobody, and I mean nobody, cared about Lillian Axe. Matter of fact, after they released their first record, they were in Hit Parader magazine or something. There was an article about Lillian Axe, and there was a direct quote from the band. And the direct quote was, "Does anybody know who we are?"
What about Hardline? Did you like Hardline?
Yeah, they had a cool sound. They had a cool sound.
What about Love Hate?
Oh, Love Hate
Blackout
was
in the Red
terrific.
Room?
Oh, I mean, we've covered this
Incredible.
up and down. Absolutely. There are exceptions. There are a couple of exceptions. Love Hate was friggin' terrific. I remember now. I remember the other garbage late 80s glam rock band that you liked, Bang Tango.
I didn't really like them, but let's see. I remember there was one song that was pretty decent.
Listeners are texting in saying nothing was worse than South Gang. I remember South Gang.
Yeah. Oh,
nothing was worse than Brittany Fox. Brittany Fox was pretty bad. Another listener texted in and said, when are Josh and Nick going to go ahead with Shreddicated Part 2?
South Gang was Butch Walker in South Gang. He's a talented guy.
They had a song. They had like a dance. What the hell was the song? South Gang. We got to get going. Sports is coming up next.
Butch Walker.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
What's going on, podcast pimps? Dana here to once again sing the praises of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. I got on the ball early. I already got my AC tuned up for summer, and I think you should too. An AC tune-up means better efficiency, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind before we get choke slammed with heat. And right now, It's their early bird special. $45 off an AC tune-up or $90 and you add your furnace in as well. Smart folks like me don't wait for the first 80-degree day. We plan ahead. Book by May 25th and check it off your list at standardheating.com. Providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today. 763-571-2410 or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
All right, you stupid bastards. Enough grab-assing. It's Monday. Let's act accordingly. Welcome, everyone, to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. What's been going on? Weekend this, Easter that. How you doing, Josh?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Well, I'm battling through some things.
Like what?
If at any point I come off a little difficult to understand today, you should know that I'm playing through an injury. This is so stupid, but it's true. I've taken to biting into my lower lip while I sleep.
Ouch.
And I've done it before, but I really did it this time, apparently. So a few days ago, I don't know, I must have been dreaming that I was a dog that belonged to Michael Vick 20 years ago. I don't know what I was. I had a dream or something. I violently bit into my lower lip. It woke me up. And since then, I've fallen asleep and rebitten the same spot. So I've got a wound now on my lower lip. I should probably be fitted for a mouth guard from here on out. So if I slur my words, it's not from any pregame Steve Weisers. I've got a tooth-shaped wound in my lower lip, like a hyperactive 5-year-old who couldn't control himself at dinner time or something like that.
Yeah, I wonder what that's about.
I've taken to biting into my lower lip. I did it twice this morning as I was coming to.
So it's only when you're sleeping? Because I
yes.
chew on the interior of my mouth quite often. I realize that I have this habit of doing it.
Sleeping, I've done it a couple times while I'm dead asleep, and it wakes me up. This morning, it was like as I was fading in and out of sleep, I took 2 more good bites out of my lower lip. I'm telling you, I don't know. This could be the end. I need to be fitted for a mouth guard for nap time.
Demonic possession? Are you stressed about something? Do you eat enough?
Do I eat enough? Sure, I do.
Maybe you have low iron.
Low iron? Oh, and so I'm desperate for something.
Yeah, you need to consume blood or something.
Demonic possession. I'm going to rule that out. What was the other one? Stress?
Stress?
Nah, you guys got that handled for me around here. Just so you know, just a little warning. If I, end up, I got a little swelling. It's the stupidest thing.
Oh, dude, that kind of stuff makes me so angry.
It's the dumbest thing I've been through this month so far.
I've done that where I almost bit my lower lip off. And it was my own fault. I was at the dentist. They numb me up, and they're like, all right, don't eat for a couple hours.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, okay, I've been eating at this point for 40 years. I think I can eat without a problem. And the first thing I did was chew off my entire lower lip. I was covered in blood. Felt so stupid. I should have just apologized to the dentist and let him know, hey, I totally ignored that, and you were so right. I couldn't believe I did it. I know where my lip is, but it just decided for whatever reason it needed to be between my teeth.
Yeah, that's silly. You have an excuse, though. You were doped up. I wonder if this is a thing. Are there people out there who wear mouth guards at night to keep from biting themselves, biting their lips, biting their tongues?
Well, I grind my teeth.
Yeah.
And they've said, if you want, we can make you a mouth guard. I actually had one, and I tried sleeping with it once and couldn't pull it off.
Do I
Yeah,
gotta
it never
go?
worked for me either.
Do I got to go digging into my hockey bag and find my mouth guard from junior high?
Oh, I think you should get a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
F me running.
Fresh one.
That's my thing. That's what's going on with me.
My car got dicked.
Your car was dicked.
Yeah, I walked out to my vehicle yesterday, and I'm positive it's someone in my family. You know, we had a big gathering yesterday, and I noticed there was a bunch of stuff drawn on my vehicle. I need a car wash, and of course there were about 3 penises.
Oh, so I got triple dicked.
Yeah, I got triple dicked.
Yeah.
Your family members, again, who you've heard me complain before about the lack of respect that they show you. Your family members drew penises on your motor vehicle on friggin' Easter.
Yes, that is
Easter
correct.
Sunday.
That is correct.
And one of them's got a wedding coming up. He should not be dicking your car right now.
I thought you meant the penis. I'm like, you made a whole backstory for one of these penises.
I thought maybe you were making a reference that your car was dinged.
No, dicked. They put some penises on the back of that thing.
There's something kind of satisfying about doing that, though.
I agree. There were some words written on there. I couldn't quite read it, but I assumed it was bad, so I had to wipe those off.
What did you do? What did you do? You got out a rag and a hose?
No, I haven't quite done that yet. I just I wiped off. Well, I left the penises. You know, it's art.
So you're just driving around the dickmobile.
Yeah, I got a couple of wieners on the back of that thing.
Nice.
So far, I've got 3 that
When,
I've seen.
when we go to commercial, I might go add a couple myself.
Why not? Do them on the side.
Yeah.
Right now, I just have them on the tailgate.
I'm sorry to hear that, Cubby.
Yeah, I got to wash that thing.
Your beautiful pickup.
Too lazy to wash it. I kind of like dirty pickups, too. On the outside. On the inside, I don't at all.
Well, that sucks. It's disrespectful, especially on a religious holiday.
Well, it's better than when I was driving around with that giant "You suck" on the side of my car. Luckily, you told me about it because that was there for like a week.
God dang, I had forgotten about that. Yeah, you and I left work around the same time, which we do almost every day, and as we were driving on the freeway together towards our respected homes, I noticed that your vehicle said "You suck" on the side. You had no idea.
I thought you were messing with me. Like, well, how would I not notice that? Because it was gigantic. It's on the passenger side, so I never saw it. But yeah, it was a giant. And then I'm thinking, well, what did I do? You know, and where was this? Was this at work? Where did this happen? I had no idea.
It was the boss.
Finally, I had asked the kids, like, did anybody do that?
Of course it was the kids.
Yeah, thankfully it was.
I'm going to give these friggin' kids a good beating one of these days.
You know, they've never had a beating.
Here's a listener texted in. He said, I grind my teeth and bite myself in my sleep, so I do use a mouth guard.
Yeah, I used a mouth guard for a long time because of the teeth grinding.
I've been getting my balls busted by my dentist lately about the teeth grinding. Everybody does it, right?
It seems that way.
Mine was getting pretty severe, though.
Some folks do more damage than others.
Yeah.
So you had a mouth guard?
I can
did.
picture you growling in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I had a mouth guard for a while, but I just gradually stopped doing it, I think, because of the mouth guard, and now I don't grind my teeth anymore.
You don't?
I don't. No, I learned how to stop. I don't know.
Oh,
Because it's not
nice.
like you intentionally do it, really.
I love picturing you getting into the game before bed, putting in your mouth guard.
Yeah. Put some eye black on.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, a couple people have texted in, Josh, about your problem over there with these disrespectful stepchildren. A couple people have texted in to say, you know, ha, but that's a good way to scratch a player's vehicle up.
Oh, I don't want a scratched wiener on the back of that thing. Yeah, that would suck if those things stayed there. I'll wash it one of these days. Probably today.
Why would you be doing the washing?
Oh, I don't mind doing that kind of stuff. It's kind of fun spraying that bad boy off.
You go,
Oh, you do it yourself? You don't go to like a car wash?
Ashley, of course. He puts a Speedo on. He gets out there in the Daisy Dukes, too, you know. and
I've got
washes it down.
neighbors I want to impress, Ashley.
Oh, I get it.
No. You're missing my point. The bastards who damaged your vehicle should be washing it for you.
No, I understand your point.
I'm surprised you don't have like a car wash membership, Josh. You seem like the type.
I did?
Yeah, your vehicle never looks overly dirty.
Yeah, I guess
And it's a black vehicle.
I'm always only driving on paved roads and whatnot, so I don't have to worry about anything like that. But yeah, I did have one of those, Ashley, and I used it twice in
Really?
4
Oh
months.
gosh, my husband has one, and he gets a car wash like once a week. He loves getting car. I maybe get a car wash once every like 2-3 years if I feel like it. Otherwise, I mean, it rains.
Once a year.
That works.
So really, honestly, I always assumed you washed your vehicle regularly because it never looks overly filthy.
No, honestly, I think I've had it almost 3 years now. I bet I've washed it maybe 3 times a year.
how-
That really surprises me.
I drive a black pickup too. How the hell's yours?
I don't know.
All right, what else is going on? Who out of the 4 of us, who here has the next birthday? Would it be Dana?
I think so.
June, yeah.
In June? You're a June birthday.
Sure am.
You'll be the next to celebrate. Okay. There's a viral thing happening, going round and round. Somebody posted a birthday party invitation. Okay. Is that something that you folks have done over the last few years? Have you sent out an invitation? What do you do it on social media?
Yeah, definitely.
What did they used to call that? Was it an
Evite?
Evite, yeah. You guys have done that. You post, show up at this time.
No.
Here's what we're doing. Here's
Maybe a text chain.
so someone posted a birthday party invitation, and everyone's making fun of it, saying this sounds like the most miserable party that anyone could ever attend. You tell me if you go along with that frame of mind. Tell me if you go along with that theory. We got someone here turning 37. I'm turning 37, they say in the post. Wow. And we're having a get-together for my birthday. Bring a friend or 2 if they're chill. All right, that all makes sense. You know,
Counts on a lot of my friends.
you don't have any friends that are,
If they're chill part.
yeah, you don't have any friends that are chill?
I do a little bit of both.
They list the drink options. I don't know if I've ever been a part of anything like this before. They list the drink options available at the party. One of the options is espresso martinis.
Yeah, those are hot right now. Everybody loves those.
Yeah, my wife had a couple over the weekend.
Yeah.
I can't do them.
At the restaurant we were at yesterday, people were drinking those.
Were they? Yeah, they're hot.
They are absolutely delicious,
Thank you.
but it's one of those things. It's kind of like when I'm drinking vodka Red Bull. I forget how much caffeine I'm consuming. The next
Caffeine?
thing you know, I'm just like wired, and then mixing, being absolutely wired with booze. It's not good.
You
Not a
might
good
end up
situation.
you might end up biting through your lower lip.
Yeah.
Just because you're so wired on. Okay, espresso martinis, you guys are saying those are popular right now. Skinny margaritas.
Oh, yeah, the
remember
skinny
those.
margs.
I'll take a skinny marg. Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter loves the skinny marg. She says that's how she stays so thin. Is she'll
Yeah.
just drink those to get skinny.
Tequila too, in general, is like one of the healthier or alcohols. So.
Oh, I thought she was just joking around.
Oh, yeah, no. When I wanted to lose some weight, I switched from whiskey to tequila, and I think that helped quite a bit.
My wife will drink one of those. I've noticed a margarita. Beer. Okay, beer is on the list of drink options. I'm familiar. Mocktails. I've heard that said out loud. What is a mocktail?
No alcohol, like
Oh.
kind of you take like a margarita, but you don't put that tequila in there.
Yeah. The best are like pina coladas.
All right, and then
I used to house those when I was a kid. Those non-alcoholic pina coladas.
Would a Tom Collins be a mocktail, or that's just its own thing, never intended to have alcohol in it? Because I've had gentlemen buy me Tom Collins and Shirley Temples over the years.
I'm not sure. I don't know the.
I think those were just meant to not have alcohol, but I guess I don't know. I might be incorrect.
I remember the night that a couple of my buddies were buying you non-alcoholic drinks at the bar.
Some of the toughest guys I've had 2 Shirley Temples purchased for me. One was from a Hell's Angel, and then one was from your buddy House. Like some of the toughest guys I know have bought me the weeniest drinks of all time.
Weenie drinks.
And I understand it's a shot at me, but I love it.
Shirley Temple.
Yep.
They also offer mules. Mules.
Oh, yeah, like a Moscow mule.
Okay, so what do you think so far? Again, the internet attacked this, and we've only heard half the information. The internet attacked this birthday party invitation, saying it's just one of the lamest things.
To me, it just seems fancy.
I like the drink options.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean,
I like there's a variety. It's not just, hey, here's a keg.
It's fancy in the first place to list things like this.
Yeah.
I've
Normally, your birthday party starts at 2 o'clock. We'll see you there.
Outside of when I was a kid, I think I've only had a birthday party when I turned 30 and 50.
30 and 50.
And neither one of them were my idea. Other people kind of put it together.
Neither one of them were all that fun.
No,
also.
not at all.
I was at both of them. All right. What else do they list here? Food. Well, here's where it might get lame. They list for you what there will be to eat at the party. Small bites, a selection of small bites. Okay, I think, is that a
Like
different...
cheese and crackers, maybe.
I've never
some
liked
peanuts.
that title.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I don't know. It just seems pretentious.
I've never heard that before. Is that another way to say appetizer?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay. That's a first for me. Small bite. And they list protein bars as one of the foods that will be like
I like protein
like
bars.
a candy bar. I mean, I've seen them before.
That'd be so weird to like have those out at a what do you got a bowl full of protein bars?
It looks like a whatchamacallit, but it's a protein.
Yeah, I've got a collection of them over here.
Yeah, there you go. You like to eat that crap. That would be interesting for me to walk into a house party and see little candy bars displayed on a plate. And in the end, they're not even candy bars. They're protein bars. And then finally, there's a list of activities at this birthday party. Oh, God. There will be planned discussions on current events.
Oh, I've done that as a joke. And I actually stole it from a buddy of mine who, at my 50th, he brought a list of topics to talk about, and it was all horrible things to bring up with other people, like politics and just political hot buttons, anything you can think of that's going to piss people off. It was pretty good because a couple of people thought he was serious, but I knew exactly what he was doing.
So they list there will be planned discussions on current events, including politics, religion, career advancement, potential upcoming crusades, women's studies, and small talk on weather.
Oh, boy.
I almost wonder if they're joking.
Could be. Obviously, with social media, you never know what people are truly intending.
That's like everything you're not supposed to talk about.
Right.
I mean, the weather's fine, I guess.
A
but-
friend
Although
of
some
mine,
people get passionate about that too. The weather.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
hate everybody.
I knew an old timer. He's dead now. Weather would get him so aggravated. He hated meteorologists more than he hated anything else in this world.
I can't stand those people.
He took it so seriously. He was a wonderful guy otherwise. Just don't bring up the weather. Anyway, a friend of mine.
Real quick, Danny, you're too young to can't stand those people when it comes to meteorologists.
Oh, no. I mean the people who are like, oh, if I had a job where I got paid to be wrong half the time, wouldn't that be great? The people that just rip on the meteorologists as if they're out to get them personally.
Honestly, I have had displaced anger at the meteorology. Like lately, I'm just at the point where I'm going to crack if it doesn't just stay warm. Like I think I'm like starting to get violently angry about it.
You know that they don't control the weather, right? Like,
I think they do, Josh. I think they do. Yep.
That's incredible.
Yep. They've got more power than you know.
They're magicians.
Oh, this is interesting. Hot Cocoa Sheezes has a text message here referring to this birthday party invitation that lists the drink options, lists the food options. The food options, let's go back to that real quick. They were getting together a selection of small bites, appetizers, and protein bars for the party. Hot Cocoa Sheezes says it's obvious they're cleaning out their pantry.
Oh, I've had that where we hosted like a dinner party, or by that I guess just mean like a Easter, whatever, something like that, and people would bring stuff that was obviously from their pantry.
You mean
Yeah.
like
Hey, Fruit Loops or whatever, boxes. Like spray cheese.
you mean like your typical food drive?
Oh yeah,
You
just
ever-
exactly.
you
Right,
ever
it's all
been
the
to
crappy stuff.
Yeah, you go to we've hosted a couple of food drives Oh, thanks for the can of broth.
Yeah, that's
you
ridiculous.
friggin' jag off.
Canned pumpkin.
Yeah, right. That's
Yeah.
exactly what folks.
Let me bake, I guess.
Some folks on the street who could use something or another to eat, they want your can of broth and your canned pumpkin.
Are these ranch croutons?
Yes, you cheap prick. It's obvious you're cleaning out your... Okay, so again, the activities, they're going to have some planned discussions on current events. Yeah, they do have a billiard table.
I'm back in.
Beer and water pong. Okay, water pong. I guess you play it the same as beer pong, but you don't have the beer. And there's also going to be barbells available if you want to get in a quick workout.
All right, the protein bars make more sense now.
Could these folks be joking? Of course.
I think so.
But if it's legitimate, the internet, the social media people have attacked them and called them the lamest birthday party ever. I have a friend who has a happy hour get-together every Thursday night at his house. I go once or twice a month.
That's cool.
And 8, 10, 12 people gather, binge drinking. Once in a while, they'll throw some appetizers at us, Doritos or something. But the reason I bring it up is the host of the party has a planned set of topics that he comes up with every day on Thursday and then presents it to the crowd on Thursday night at his happy hour party.
I think that's fun.
And it's things like best fast food hamburger, greatest Timberwolf player of all time. It's usually drinking, eating, or sports related. I've never been a part of something like that, but
That's cool.
it's all right because we never touch on anything serious.
It's like something you'd see on BuzzFeed versus some sort of news website.
That's a
Yeah.
perfect way to put it.
There's a girl on social media, and I can't remember if we've talked about this or not, but her father goes to the bar like every Friday or whatever with his buddies, and she's been posting about it for like well over a year. Like the picture of his discussion topics that he brings to the party, and it'll be like, talk about Marty's hole-in-one from the other day.
So it's personal?
Why is the sky blue? Like random. It's
Very
so
random.
adorable. I love it.
What was the question you'd ask like a gentleman suitor? I thought you had like a particular question you'd ask them to break the ice.
Oh, I have 3. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite shape? And what's your favorite tree? / shrub. Shrubs can be thrown.
Yeah,
in there.
don't forget about the shrubs, Ashley.
Yeah.
I don't want no shrub. Shrub is a guy that can. I forgot the rest of it.
I would think you were an idiot if you
weird.
asked those questions.
Well, it's always worked.
Well, that's good. Again.
What do you mean it worked?
You live by the cute blonde rule. It doesn't matter what you say, really.
They usually thought it was fun.
Oh, they
and
did?
adorable, yeah.
Well, there you go.
I don't know. I'd go to that party.
You would.
Yeah. Just be nice to be invited.
I would go, honestly, just because they have a pool table.
Hey, man.
Like, at least I could do that.
I've been invited to a couple places where it turned out that it wasn't as cool as I had thought. I was invited by a local band a long, long time ago. I like these guys. They used to hang out at the station quite a bit. And one of them invited me to one of his parties. And I thought, oh my gosh, wow, that's really cool that I'd get invited to this. And I was like, absolutely, I'd love to go. And he's like, sweet. So I'll have some DJ equipment. All I need you to do is just kind of play music and stuff.
You son of a bitch.
So stupid.
It's like, well, I thought I was on the invite list here. That wasn't the case.
Ouch. No, not cool enough, John.
No, I didn't make the cut. And I understand. But
I
still,
hate-
I was pretty bummed out.
I hate going to parties and there's nothing to do. Like, I need something to do.
I worry about that if I have people over.
It's
Like,
not-
I mean, sitting and talking is great, but, like, I need something else.
What
Like,
do you
we need
need,
to play
like
a
a-
card game. We need to play,
Oh.
like, I would prefer there to be a pool table, darts, something that, I don't know, so it's not, like, awkward at any moment, like, all sitting around. So, like, all right, now what?
Oh, well, I guess
That's why you got to have that list of topics.
you're wired different. Long as there's a place to sit, that's good enough for me. But this is all very different. I don't see this very often in my personal life. An invite to a party with a list of drink options, a list of food options.
I've never seen that.
A list of activities. That's all very fancy. I remember one of my pals being greatly embarrassed. We were probably in our early 30s playing beer league softball, so we're gathered in the parking lot before the ball game, draining a couple of beers, and one member of our softball team is going around to all of us teammates, passing out a little card. Here you go, here you go, here you go. And it was personal invites to his pool party.
He's got a wife, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she did that all.
Probably,
She did
yeah.
all of it. Yep.
100%.
Well, yeah, but here's the part where he got his balls busted. I'm sure his wife had a lot to do with it. But the part where he got greatly embarrassed was there was a start time, 2 o'clock this Saturday, and there was an end time.
Oh, you don't see that very often.
And remember, we were in our early 30s. There was no end time to parties when we were in our early 30s.
That's
Right.
funny.
We went until everybody dropped. So it was like from 2 to 7 or something. And someone on our team said out loud, he said, Jesus, I haven't been invited to a pool party with an end time since I was 7.
Yeah, that's how those kids' birthday parties are.
Right.
They're
Yeah,
usually
exactly.
2 hours,
I
right?
was actually going to ask, did the guy have kids? Because then I could see that I understand completely. Then get the hell out of my house. I got to do bedtime.
Yeah, I suppose at the time he might have had little babies, but it was just embarrassing. I kind of wish our teammate wouldn't have busted his balls to that level because he was really embarrassed. But start time, 2 o'clock, end time, 7.
I was thinking, you said you were in your 30s?
Yeah.
Originally, I was, like, if this was high school, I could see having an end time if the parents were coming home at a particular time. But yeah, in your 30s, that's hilarious. It's like, I just don't want to do this anymore, guys.
You bastards. All right.
How you feeling? You sound fine.
Even
Even with that
it
injury
hurts.
you
I mean,
got.
it friggin' hurts.
Does it really?
No, I'll
I'm
show
so
it to
sorry.
you. When
You got to get some of that Orajel that like numbs it up.
Yeah, I was too busy this weekend to do anything about it. If you're just tuning in, I've taken to biting my lower lip when sleeping, and I've rebitten the same spot 3-4 times over. I've opened up a wound, for Pete's sake, and it hurts. And I'll show it to you when we go on.
Can I kiss it to make it feel better?
Oh, God.
Like you were a kid?
You'll get whatever bacteria I'm hauling around currently, if you don't mind.
Oh,
with
dude,
that.
you can't put a dip down there, can you? I bet that hurts like a
it's
mother.
no, it's up here. It's like right on the top of my lip.
Oh, okay.
So it hurts when I eat, drink, and go ahead and get cute with it if you want, on the text machine.
Half-assed morning show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act. They're a nuisance.
93X.
I just had a blue Mustang go through the fence and through the field of the airport. The whole fence is busted down.
A series of 911 calls is shedding light on a strange scene at Florida's Daytona Beach International Airport last month, where a drunk driver crashed through a perimeter fence to a restricted airfield and took a leak.
This is Grand Theft Auto.
Callers described a blue Mustang barreling through the airport fence at high speed. Witnesses said the car tore across the airfield, kicking up dust as it sped away. Moments later, another caller reported spotting the vehicle stopped on airport property, said the driver got out, cleared his wiener for takeoff from the cockpit of his pants, and tinkled on the tarmac.
I'm at the Daytona airport. There's a blue Mustang sitting in the middle of the taxiway, and there's a civilian over here peeing on the runway.
After watering that runway, the driver, identified as 58-year-old Brian Parker, was later seen attempting to enter multiple aircraft.
Where's he going now?
Yeah, well, he's got a destination.
He's got somewheres to be?
Yeah. He tried to open the door of one of the running planes and yelled, "Go, go, go," to the pilot, who instead chose to stay, stay, stay. In body cam footage, deputies and airport officials were seen wrangling a barefoot Parker as he told cops he had no recollection of what happened. At first, he said he doesn't remember, saying he was at his house before offering an explanation.
What's the deal, man?
I don't remember. Doing cocaine, drinking, and smoking pot.
So you were doing all kinds of drugs and ran through a gate?
Yeah, and I crashed my car.
Yep, they saw.
That guy's awesome.
Everybody
He
saw.
sounds like not that messed up.
He said, I went to an AA meeting, and the next thing I know, I'm doing cocaine, drinking, and smoking pot.
That's likely story right there.
He said he went to the airport to steal a plane because he wanted to fly and see his sister in Sanibel, Florida, roughly 5 hours away by car or a lot shorter with a few substances and a stolen airplane. Parker was booked on multiple charges and faces up to 20 years in prison.
Have fun with that.
Yeah. Neurologic. Oh, he also wanted everybody to know he had a motorcycle.
Sweet.
Oh.
He, on a side note,
Word.
he is a motorcycle owner.
He has a Mustang and a motorcycle.
How did that come up?
He just said, yeah, good thing I wasn't on my motorcycle.
Oh, I see how he did that. Oh, no kidding. You got a motorcycle. What kind?
Word.
This dude's incredible.
Neurologically, the average person enters adulthood at the age of 32. Until then, the brain is still developing, occasionally focusing on highly creative approaches, in this case, to getting fired, which leads us to a 21-year-old who demonstrated exactly that. A Minnesota woman lost her job after police said she was so intoxicated at work, she fell on a client and had to be taken to a hospital with a BAC more than 4 times the legal limit.
She went, fell down on top of somebody?
A client, yeah.
What did she do for a living again?
So that's what I'm getting to here.
Oh.
She was employed at a daycare center.
Oh, no.
And the client she fell on was a child.
Oh.
Just a little old baby.
Little baby.
That's frowned upon.
Can't do that.
According to the complaint.
At least she knew where it was.
Yeah, it was bracing her fall.
I know
or
a guy.
Breaking her fall.
I know a guy that got a daycare center job, and the only kid he was required to look after ended up walking down the freeway.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
Probably his last day on the job.
Yep.
According to the complaint.
You got one kid to watch. One.
Yep. Kid ended up walking down the freeway while he was making friends on Facebook or something.
Officers were called to a Plymouth daycare for a suspected panic attack. Instead, they found her looking like a recent mugshot of a 4-time PGA champion. Police say she reeked of booze and appeared hammered. And a preliminary breath test confirmed that, revealing her blood alcohol content, 0.356, nearly death level. When officers tried to detain her, she resisted, pulling away, dropping to the floor, kicking at officers, even biting one in the leg. She was eventually detained and taken to a hospital because of her level of intoxication.
We got to bite her.
She was a biter.
Put one of those, I love in cops, and they put one of those hoods on them.
Oh, yeah.
So they can't bite or spit.
A spit hood?
Yeah.
The spit guard. It's everybody who wears it, it looks good.
It's so shameful. It's like putting a cone on a dog.
Everybody looks good wearing
wearing
the spit guard.
The daycare's assistant director told officers the woman worked as an aide in the classroom for kids between 12 and 16 months old. Her duties include feeding them, changing diapers, and putting them down for naps, not drunkenly falling on top of them like she did. The assistant director reported she was slurring her words, stumbling, and appeared impaired. Officers later reviewed surveillance video and reported seeing her struggle to button a child's outfit, nod off, and lose control of her motor skills.
Oh, I would beat her ass if I was one of those moms.
She's got her own bottle. The babies have their bottle. She's got hers.
At one point, she picked up a child and fell backward into a wall, causing the child's head to hit that wall.
Oh, no.
As she tried to comfort the child, she lost her balance again and fell on top of the poor kid. In a later phone call, she admitted she went home during her lunch break and drank.
No.
She's scheduled to make her first court appearance a week from Friday.
How's that little kid doing that she smushed?
Doing okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
A man with a dream of becoming a cop applied to the Commerce City, Colorado Police Department, but there was a problem. He may have skipped the fine print on the application. He didn't qualify due to some paperwork he ignored, specifically the active warrant for his arrest. The department addressed the situation in a social media post, writing, "Sigh. You guys, we can't believe this needs to be said, but apparently it does. If you have 6 pages worth of criminal history, including habitual traffic offenses and domestic violence, and an active warrant for your arrest, we're not going to hire you," the police department said. So instead of moving forward with his application, they offered him a hands-on demonstration, just not the kind he had in mind. After reaching out to ask about doing a ride-along, he was told yes. The department even invited him to, quote, chat about his application when he comes in. When he arrived at the station, he never got to experience a front seat ride in a squad, but he did get some experience being handcuffed behind the back.
The warrant was entered on March 2nd. All right. So what's going to happen right now is Officer Grafton taking us through the process.
Still a little unclear how things work. As he was being escorted to booking, he asked if the arrest would negatively affect the hiring process, to which they told him he would.
I suppose he's trying to turn over a new leaf in life, maybe, but didn't realize that records are permanent.
Yeah, and they're probably going to, act on that warrant if they come across it.
They're probably going to ask him about stuff like that.
It's no longer just Airbnb rentals, which could be filming you make potty. Across the country, concerns about hidden cameras in public restrooms and locker rooms are on the rise. In response, some school districts are taking action, bringing in specifically trained detection dogs to search for concealed electronics.
There's cameras and sunglasses, and watches, and so it's definitely a different day and age.
That's true. In Washington state, one district has moved forward with that approach, hiring a canine certified to detect electronics. A dog named Harper will visit middle and high school campuses, checking bathrooms and locker rooms for hidden recording devices as part of a broader effort to protect student privacy.
Just having them, visit each school and ensure the spaces are actually safe and private. It is amazing and it is a cool tool and resource to be able to have.
Harper is trained to detect a chemical compound found in many electronic devices, one that helps prevent overheating. That scent allows her to locate items ranging from cell phones to cameras and USB drives.
That's so sad that has to be done.
I never even would have thought of something like that.
Makes me sick.
It is sad that obviously there's been instances where they have to do this.
Everybody wants to watch you pee.
Yeah.
What a good puppy, though. I love when dogs do their job.
Yeah, they showed a demonstration. That dog dominated.
Christ.
He found everyone they placed.
Mine ain't got a job.
Did you say what kind of dog it was? I was wondering if it was like the classic German Shepherd look, or
it kind of looked like one.
Cool.
I guess if it was in the story, I took it out. One of those Malinois, maybe?
Oh, those dogs are so badass. They'll rip your face off.
Dude.
Mine doesn't even act like it has any interest in getting a job.
Lazy.
Which
freeloader.
bothers me.
Well, how old is she?
2, I think.
Oh, she's too young. Yeah, it's a Malinois. She's too young for a job.
Too young for a job.
Yeah, she'll get there. You got to have her make that decision. Well, I suppose it could be some tough love. Hey, get out there and earn your kibble there, pal. Dozens of women across Minnesota have learned that ordinary photos they shared on social media were turned into explicit images without their knowledge and without their consent. Lawmakers in the state call the practice nudification, and they're getting closer to banning the technology altogether, which, given how it's being used, feels long overdue. One local woman discovered a highly realistic version of a photo she had once taken. In it, she appeared to be fully nude in a bathtub. She later found out she was one of about 80 Minnesota women targeted by someone they trusted as a friend, a total pickle dick who used artificial intelligence to alter their otherwise innocent photos.
I have never taken nudes. I have never exchanged nudes with anybody.
It's like a shadow version of yourself out there doing things that never happened.
This is widely available to happen to anyone. Anyone is a potential victim, and then it does follow you for the rest of your life.
You're not buying it, Ashley?
I mean, this is awful and terrible, but you're seriously trying to tell me that you've never taken a nude?
She said she
ever?
hasn't.
Oh, okay.
And what does this goofball do? Puts pictures up on Pornhub or something? I mean, how do these people find out that it's going around?
I mean, the people who are victimized?
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody must have, showed them,
Yeah.
I guess. Good question.
That's so messed up.
Look what I found on...
AI's great. It's great.
I would be apprehensive, I think, to approach one of my gal friends and say, look what I found on pissmops.com or something. You know what I mean?
I think in some of those cases, though, these jerkwads are posting them in places that friends and family would easily see.
There you go.
Or I just set up a burner email account.
You saying you just did set one up?
No, I would say I saw a friend on there and I was like Nick said, embarrassed to tell them, yeah, I saw it on pissmops.com. I would just set up a burner email account and fire it their way anonymously.
I'm more of a lemonparty.org type of guy. I believe, in some cases they're just saying, hey, look at your neighbor. She's in a tub and she's naked and it's totally real, I swear to God.
Dang.
To show just how easy it is, Fox 9 took a standard photo of a reporter from Facebook and uploaded it to free AI apps. With only a few simple instructions, the tools produced a shirtless image and a suggested video of the reporter. Some apps go even further, generating content far more graphic. The process took less than a minute and required nothing more than a few clicks and the moral compass of a misogynistic fart noodle.
There's no special skill required besides clicking.
It was so much worse than my imagination had come up with.
Last year, the Minnesota Senate passed a bill aimed at banning nudification. The proposal includes potential fines for companies that create those apps and would give victims the ability to take legal action.
You would think this would be a no-brainer, so hopefully it is.
I'm with you. It's kind of common sense, right?
Ain't that a shame?
It's scary.
Dakota County is working to end hunger by briefly imprisoning its public officials. For hours, mayors from Inver Grove Heights, Mendota Heights, West St. Paul, and South St. Paul found themselves locked in an escape room, all for a cause, raising money to end hunger in their county. And who knows? Maybe find love along the way.
Isn't this great? I mean, we got mayors in the community stepping up because right now we got record amount of food insecurity. There's a record amount of hungry people.
Delivered alongside the site of city leaders searching for secret switches, a county commissioner said a record amount of hungry people in the country are hungry, noting 1 out of 5 families in Dakota County are struggling right now.
We have a goal set of $200,000 for a Minnesota March Food Share campaign. We could provide nearly 480,000 meals. That would cover every resident in Dakota County.
Wow.
The event was organized with help from Neighbors, Inc., a Dakota County-based food shelf. It brought in thousands of dollars and moved the organization closer to its monthly goal.
Well, that's very nice.
Yeah, awesome.
I've always wanted to do one of those escape rooms. That seems like so much fun.
Yeah.
You and my wife
Oh,
could.
Dan,
I've done a couple of them. They're fine.
You and my wife could never hang out in public, I don't think. Actually.
Oh, yeah, she hates those, doesn't she?
Because we're mall walkers now, and whenever we walk by the escape room gimmick, she always goes, "Oh, Jesus, how stupid."
See, the problem is, though, I can't ever do them because they're like, hey, yeah, you need 4 people. And I'm like, I got 1.
Can't you join strangers?
I don't want to do that. That's uncomfy.
I did one once. It was like a escape from a submarine or try to get the nuclear codes deactivated in the submarine. And there's this video board, like light up board that I was playing with and trying to get it, like all lit up at once. And I couldn't do it. And then afterwards, when we got out, they were kind of explaining everything. Here's what you did right. Here's what you did wrong. I go, oh, and what was the trick with that video board? Why couldn't I get them all lit up? And they're like, oh, that's just a decoy to distract dumb people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd fall for the decoy stuff.
Well,
mission accomplished.
Yep.
I've never done it, but I know a few guys who got some beers in them one night and went to an escape room. And they didn't really know what they'd gotten themselves into. They knew the overall gist. And trying to get a door open or something along the way, they were pulling at some panel on the wall, thinking that it had something to do with escaping that room. And then a voice came over the loudspeaker and said, "That's the electrical panel, for Christ's sake. Stop playing with it." They were
That's awesome.
They were pulling at the utility box, for God's sake.
I bet that happened quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm sure maybe that was even a recorded message by that point.
I could never do it with strangers because I just know myself and I'm going to get upset at some point. I'm going to get frustrated.
Actually just kicks the door down rather than finding the key.
Yeah, I don't want to yell at a stranger. Like if me and my husband did it, it'd be, we've been in situations before where it would be fine being in a tense situation with each other. Like I could easily be like, no, F off, that's not it. But can't do that to a stranger.
I've never been to an escape room, but I think IKEA is close enough.
No, that's a good point.
Dude, so true.
It's impossible to find my way around IKEA.
That's why they have food, because they know, all right, you've been in here for 8 hours. You're malnourished.
Clickbait. A headline designed to entice users to click a link in order to drive page views on websites. And it got me recently. I came across a story about a woman who moved away from Pakistan as a kid. She grew up speaking English, became a writer, and thought she had lost her original language. Then years later, she returned home, and suddenly it all came rushing back, like it never left. Heartwarming, educational. But I never would have clicked if it didn't have this headline. I didn't realize I still had my mother's tongue in me. That's not my fault, right? I had to click on that.
Yeah.
They know what they did.
They did.
I didn't realize I still had my mother's tongue in me. They know what they did there.
Jesus, who the hell wrote that headline?
It worked. Another recent article described archaeologists in the Netherlands uncovering something unexpected, a conversation starter, which was tucked away in a forgotten storage box. During a long overdue archive of cataloging southeast of Amsterdam, research identified a roughly 7.8-inch long penis carved from bone, dating back 2,000 years. The headline for that one, Ancient Roman Bone Penis Discovered in Forgotten Museum Box. They know what they did there.
Yeah.
Too. Penis in a box.
You can't resist, Cubby. You got to click on things like that.
On Disney Plus today, the debut of the new animated series Mall Shadow Lord.
Oh, my cousin hung out at Eden Prairie Mall all day back in the 90s to be part of Mall Shadow Lord.
That's Mall Rats you're probably thinking about?
Yeah.
Said about a year after Star Wars, The Clone Wars, the show follows Maul as he tries to rebuild his crime syndicate and claw his way back into power.
Did you see my cousin? He's in the background. There's this, when they were filming Mall Shadow Lord, it was at the Eden Prairie. You know they filmed that here, right?
Crazy.
And my cousin was in the background. It was, Ben, you saw it.
Here's a Star Wars fact for you.
Ben Stiller. That's not his name. What's his name again? The big tall guy who was banging J-Lo for a while.
Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck. My cousin's in the background.
Here's a random Star Wars fact.
Yeah.
The droid R2-D2 got his name by accident. During post-production of American Graffiti, sound editor Walter Murch asked for Reel 2 Dialogue Track 2, shortened R2-D2. George Lucas overheard it while working on Star Wars, liked the sound of it, and the name stuck. The iconic R2-D2 by accident.
That's cool.
JD on Scrubs. Is it? JD on Scrubs.
I guess it depends who you are.
Zach Braff is 51 today.
I love him.
Paul Rudd's 57. Michael Rooker, who creeped everyone out when he was in studio almost 11 years ago exactly.
It seems like a lot longer ago than that.
Yeah.
That dude was very intense.
He was very intense, and he really made one of our coworkers feel very uncomfortable.
Oh.
71 today, Cliff Clavin on Cheers and Ham, The Piggy Bank and Toy Story. John Ratzenberger, 79. Billy D. Williams, a.k.a. Lando Calrissian.
Billy D. Williams.
Total stud. 89. Happy 45th birthday to I'm Sorry Jesus from his smoke show of a wife. 6 feet of Norwegian heat Jesus, and a belated birthday shout out to VFW Hudson Post 2115 Commander Jesus from your smoking hot wife. Cold hands, hot ass Jesus. And that's 93X News.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
What's going on, podcast pimps? Dana here to once again sing the praises of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. I got on the ball early. I already got my AC tuned up for summer, and I think you should too. An AC tune-up means better efficiency, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind before we get choke slammed with heat. And right now, it's their early bird special. $45 off an AC tune-up or $90 and you add your furnace in as well. Smart folks like me don't wait for the first 80-degree day. We plan ahead. Book by May 25th and check it off your list at standardheating.com. Providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today. 763-571-2410 or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
What would you do if your online store converted 36% more shoppers? You could take 36% more vacation.
Another pina colada? Yes, please.
Open a new retail location with 36% more square feet.
Fantastic.
Hire 36% more help.
You're hired and you're hired.
Shopify has the world's best converting checkout, up to 36% better than other e-commerce platforms. What you do with those extra sales is up to you. Switch to Shopify today at shopify.com/listen and get a $1 trial. Shopify.com/listen.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
Top of the morning to you.
Celebrating St. Patrick's Day.
I saw a leprechaun. Just admit you're a lying, Cartman, so that everyone can go home. Oh, no. We have a deal, Cal. If I can prove there's a leprechaun, you have to my balls, remember?
Kiss me, I'm Irish.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Me, it's a leprechaun.
It's showtime.
Come on, man. Turn that down. Oh, sure. Go crazy, everybody. Let her buck.
I completely forgot that was today.
Well, you've been a little out of sorts.
Yeah, I've
for
been
almost a
going through it.
week, it seems.
Hi, guys.
Hello, welcome back.
God-forsaken St. Patrick's Day. Binge drink until you puke all over yourself. Take some drugs, maybe, some pills.
I got some if you want some.
Oh, I bet you got the good stuff.
No, I don't.
Is anybody going to really go for it today? I mean, I know last Saturday was all the big stuff. Anyone I knew who was looking forward to partying, they destroyed themselves on Saturday and regretted it on Sunday.
I was in St. Paul for the Wild game last Saturday and once I was walking into the arena, that's when I saw all the people in green and stuff that I realized people are celebrating St. Patrick's Day.
Are you sure they just weren't Wild fans?
No, because like McGovern's was packed out the door with people dressed like leprechauns and stuff. I completely forgotten that that was the day.
Yeah, my big kids were there, and their goal was to hit every single bar in St. Paul and have 1 or 2 drinks at each one.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from them since.
Oh, they're the perfect. Oh, I miss being like 22 on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, you end up dancing around like a jag-off all by yourself at the bar. Your friends find you dying of frostbite in the parking lot with your pants around your ankles. St. Patrick's Day.
Covered in your puke, somebody else's puke.
Come on, man. St. Patrick's Day.
One of the craziest St. Patrick's Day I ever had. I can't even remember where I was hanging out. Probably at Shamrocks in St. Paul. And these people I was hanging out with, one of the guys promised, like, hey, let's go for it. I'll buy you an Uber back to your place. And I was like, all right, heck yeah, let's do it then. So I was ripping shots of Jameson.
Word.
And then it was time to go home. And he was like, so where do you live? And I was like, blah, blah, blah. I live in Bayport. And he was like, I'm not paying for that. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, so now I'm
stuck,
completely hammered. My car's down. Like, what am I supposed to do? And
No, wait a minute. How far is Bayport from St. Paul?
It's a decent amount. At least 35 minutes or so.
Did this individual know that beforehand when he offered you an Uber ride?
I can't remember if I mentioned it, but I was like, you promised, and so I got
This
hammered.
was a close friend or a complete stranger?
It was actually somebody that used to work here, back when we actually had promotion staff.
Yeah, so one of the promotion staff?
Yeah.
So what'd you do? How'd you get out of there?
I sat on the
Did you
sidewalk.
have to sleep your way back to Bayport?
No, here's the thing.
Hitchhiking?
My phone was dead, so that was great. So I plugged it in my car and then sat outside my car on the sidewalk because I didn't want to get in trouble for being even in like the passenger seat because I was so drunk. And I just sat there for a good hour or two until I could finally call somebody to be like, hey, I need you to come rescue me.
Was this the parade year?
No. That was when I lived in Wisconsin.
Gotcha.
Oh, man. You know, you miss work tomorrow because you got the worst diarrhea of your life. St. Patrick's Day.
A few people have planned it outright, saying that today is their Friday, and I wonder if that... Get back to us. Is that St. Patrick's Day related or just kind of worked out that way?
Could be.
As you can hear, speaking of diarrhea, Ashley has returned from her sickness. What did you text us yesterday? You've been in and out of the hospital the last couple of days, and you saw some characters over there at the waiting room?
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Sometimes it was a little sad. I was like, oh, no, I don't know if that person's going to be all right.
Has everybody's had that experience, right? In the hospital waiting room or the urgent care waiting room. I know I've seen some things. So what did you see?
So my favorite part was this big guy, kind of looked a little, I don't know, disheveled, came walking in at like 11 p.m. at night, and he goes, I got hit in the jaw yesterday. And I took one look at him, and I thought, you look like the type of guy that would probably deserve to be hit in the jaw. That makes sense.
Did it look bad? I mean...
No, not at all. I don't understand why he was in. Maybe he just like had trouble moving his jaw around.
He wanted some pills.
I saw a guy come in that, speaking of pills, swallowed a pill incorrectly.
Pills are good.
And so he was like he sounded like he was blowing through a straw. And I was like, oh my God. This poor guy.
He couldn't get it down?
It went down the wrong pipe.
Oh, ouch.
And then I saw something, it was kind of sad, pretty
For Christ's
cool.
sake, eat a sandwich. Wouldn't that normally just push that pill down?
Drink a bunch of
know.
stuff.
But somebody came running in with their kid. Their kid was completely fine. Kids just bleed a lot when they hit their head. Came running in with their kid, and it was kind of cool. It was like the movies. The front desk people were like, oh, we got a runner. We got a runner. Because she was just sprinting in, and like everybody came up front and was all hands on deck. I thought that was pretty badass.
Are you on something right now, or are you just excited to be back?
I'm really anxious still. I
can tell.
I got some medication yesterday.
You're a naturally anxious person, but you were telling us off air that you're on some medication right now that makes you even more anxious?
Yeah.
Josh, look at her. She's trembling over here.
Well, it's not super uncommon. I've noticed when you miss a couple days, you come back roaring to go.
Yeah.
So it's not completely unnatural, but you do seem a little more amped up.
Josh has been weird. Josh has been kind of cowering over here. Since
I don't want to get on her bad side.
You're coming at us so hot right now.
Well, I'm glad that you're doing okay because Dana texted me over the weekend and he's like, oh, it looks like she's going to have her gallbladder out, according to your husband. And I thought, oh, no, I can't believe it was that bad. I mean, I knew you weren't feeling well, and so luckily that didn't happen.
Yeah, every time I have a stomach ache, this is the route they go, gallbladder. It's got to be her gallbladder. And when I went to urgent care, that's where I went to first, she did like some little touch on my stomach, and I flinched in pain, and she said, yep, your gallbladder needs to be removed. Thought, all right, well, I guess.
They just jumped to that.
I'll go to the
hospital. For women,
hospital.
it's a gallbladder, by the way, just so you know.
But yeah, I think they believe that because my dad had to have his gallbladder removed, and usually if your parents did, you eventually will have to, I guess.
I did not know.
So it's in or it's out?
It's in.
It's in.
They kept it for you.
Former baggage handling Jesus said once he got a Viagra stuck in his throat, he had a stiff neck. So you are back, and we're happy to have you back. But you're acting like you're on dope right now.
I haven't even had any caffeine either.
I don't think you need any.
I had like 3 hours of sleep, too. I don't know what's going on.
I bet you crashed by 7:30.
You think?
Are we going to have to hit you with a bucket of cold water or something?
I wish. That would feel so good. I told you I'm so hot
now. I can tell she's high on meds because she's sitting in our studios right now just with a loose-fitting T-shirt on. And it's brutally cold outside and cold in here. So, yeah, you can tell you're affected right now.
Look at this. I got my sweatpants rolled up, too.
Sweatpants? I wonder if what would happen, Cubby, if we gave her some liquor?
Oh, gosh. Oh,
Did they tell you not to mix it?
Even thinking about that makes me want to vomit everywhere.
You kind of look like you were going to puke.
Well, whatever you're on is, I mean, you look and sound very spirited.
Cool.
So it's working.
It's a delightful little cocktail, whatever you're on right now.
You're glowing. Maybe you're pregnant again.
No, stop. Of course, they test for that first, and I did not feel good about that situation. I was like, no, there's absolutely no way. But still waiting for that answer.
I think there could be a way.
I'm like, that would literally be the worst news you could tell me.
Well, yeah, what you're down for the count for what? Was it 6 weeks? I can't remember what they tell you.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like you're out of business.
Oh, after
you have your kids.
Yes,
sorry.
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
We're talking about the what's the term for that?
The healing, like postpartum?
When you don't go to work for 6 weeks, they call it.
No, I'm talking about like sex-wise.
Oh,
yeah.
They tell you at the hospital, like, hey, leave her alone for this amount of time. I can't remember what it was.
When a woman becomes pregnant originally, they say
gives
don't.
Birth.
No, it gives birth.
Oh, after.
And your kid's a little over 6 months.
Okay, I thought you were talking about maternity leave.
7 months today.
7 months today. All
Yeah,
right,
isn't
cool.
that very St. Patrick's Day of him?
In either situation, you don't.
Yeah, don't touch me.
Don't touch me. Don't bother me for a month and a half.
Yep, stuff's got to heal down
No one's
there.
bumping.
Fun fact.
And I'm not coming to work for a month and a half or so. Sure,
Yeah.
okay.
My wife was able to make that work for 7 years.
That's awesome.
Just to be safe.
Good for her.
I'm a safety guy myself, not a risk taker. I thought I'll take her word for it.
So, I know I've seen some things at the emergency room, the hospital waiting room, whatever you want to call it. There was the dude who came in fresh off a motorcycle crash, and he was trembling and bracing an arm up against his chest because he had obviously shattered an arm or broken his shoulder, and he had to sit and wait with the rest of the suckers who had the flu. You know what I mean?
That's ridiculous.
Poor bastard. I was sitting and waiting to get stitches in my vent. But that's no emergency. This guy's fresh off a motorcycle crash, and he had to sit there shaking with this broken something or another. with the rest of the suckers. There was the bloodbath in the bathroom at a local hospital.
Oh, gosh.
This is when I thought my nuts were going to give way when I caught something that goes around town this time of year, testicular torsion. You caught it once, didn't you, Josh?
No, mine was a little bit different. I had one very painful testicle. Luckily, it wasn't twisted like yours was.
I caught testicular torsion, went into the emergency room, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning kind of a thing. Very painful, but I'm not going to butt in line in front of anybody with broken bones or at any rate. So I'm sitting and waiting my turn, and my nuts just felt like they were going to pop and spill out onto the floor. I had to hit the head at one point or another. Where's the bathroom? I asked one of these hospital people. Oh, around the corner over there. I mean, I was barely able to get there. You can't really walk when your nuts are in that state.
Oh, dude, you're not kidding.
And I walked into the men's room at the hospital, and I'm hanging it. And I look around at the walls and the floor of the men's room. It looked like someone had walked into that bathroom with a severed artery and then spun around in a circle for 5 minutes. There was blood everywhere.
Did you ever find out what happened? Did they ever say this?
No, I came out.
So it wasn't like puke. It was just pure blood. Nobody's throwing up blood?
Plasma, Cubby.
Man.
What?
I walked out and I took the same lady who showed me where the men's room was. I said, you might want to get a can of
Raid?
You know,
bleach.
What would it be? 409. You might want to get a bucket of 409 in here.
In my experience, the hospital bathrooms are never like clean.
No, well,
and I understand they're busy.
Yeah.
But like, what's going on?
Yeah, they have a hard time keeping up with all the different characters who are coming in, bleeding, dripping.
I've never seen anything like that.
Screaming out of their minds.
You should go sit in the hospital waiting room. I actually.
Do they let you just hang out? You just buy a ticket or something?
Yeah, probably. They probably wouldn't notice they're so busy.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah, Josh. And especially on a Friday or Saturday night, of course.
I'd feel too bad, I think.
Didn't you ever? Well, Josh didn't. But did you guys ever get high and go to the airport?
No.
When you were a kid, watch the planes take off. It's kind of the same thing. You're just a spectator. Josh, I think if you walked on in and took a seat in the back of the hospital waiting room, no one would notice you were there, and you could watch all of these shenanigans go on.
Probably, yeah. I'm sure they got enough going on. They're probably not going to pay attention.
No.
Josh would feel bad, though. There'd be like somebody next to him vomiting, and he'd go up and be like, hey, so you going to get that person in the back
That's a good point.
I was thinking that myself. Like, I don't know if I could handle other people's misery like that for so long or however long you sit there.
You're way too
empathetic,
kind-hearted, and empathetic.
You start triaging people for you.
That's a good point, Ashley. I bet within 15...
All right, we need some steri strips over here, stat.
Within 15 minutes, you'd be volunteering your time at the hospital.
Probably. My, I'll call it a sin-faction because it involves your genitalia. I always forget the name of it. Epididymis or something like that. I had it a couple times where I thought, just like you, it was testicular torsion or whatever. But holy cow, that was bad. And it's funny, you mentioned the can't walk thing. I had to have my wife, help me very gingerly get up, because even moving a certain way, I felt like it was going to explode.
Oh, yeah, that was bad.
Terrible. But they just gave me a big pill, which luckily, Ashley, I was able to swallow.
Good job.
And then it went away pretty quick.
No less than, I'm going to say, 10 hospital staff members grabbed my bag that evening at the hospital. Laying in, they finally got me into a bed. Doctor comes in, squeezes him for me. I told him what was going on. He told me what he thought was wrong with me. He leaves. Assistant comes in, bags me. They all were, you know how when you go to the doctor, first you got to see the nurse, then you see the nurse's assistant, then you see the doctor, then you see the doctor's assistant. And they all thought they were the first one to walk into the room and diagnosed me. Jesus balls, it was like prom night over there for me. It was just over and over again.
What did they do about that?
Pills.
Really?
They dumped some
they don't have to untwist it or unwind it or anything?
That's what I'm thinking.
The pills were designed to do that for me.
Wow. That's really cool.
I got a lot of hand action that night. Oh, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, it's definitely nothing sexual. It's not like the porn
No, it
movies
hurt.
or anything where there's like hot nurses coming in and you're all turned on. It's like
It hurt like hell.
you just want to get things fixed.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Am I the only one here that's been forcibly removed from an emergency room?
What did you do, Dana?
Well, I'm not sure.
We were in
This sounds like St. Cloud State.
No, it was Las Vegas, actually. Buddy of mine cracked his head open. He dove into a Vegas pool, which is stupid because Vegas pools are like 5 feet deep. It's
Yeah.
more of just to wade in and drink and stare at asses. So he cracked his head open, and he had to get hauled off to the emergency room. So me and the bros, we hopped in cabs to go find him, to make sure he's okay because he was fine. He was bloody, but he just felt like an idiot. But he also didn't have his pants, his wallet, phone, any of that type of stuff. So we all hop in a cab, and we're drunk as all hell. And I go running into the emergency room, past the receptionist, through the door, the sliding door thing. And they're telling me, you can't go back there. And I just yelled, I'm the next of kin! I'm the next of kin! And then I found my buddy, and he was even more embarrassed by the fact that his buddy just went running through the emergency room to find him. No. And the security guards came and grabbed me, and they ushered me out of there pretty quickly.
You're lucky you didn't get tackled or tased.
I know.
They don't play about that.
Yeah, they could have darted you with something.
That's hilarious.
Injected you with something.
I'm the next of kin.
A trank dart might come into play in our stupid news report later on this morning. Yeah, you're lucky. Crazy. You're lucky you didn't get the old thunk.
And it would have been well-deserved, too.
Right into the jugular.
Could you imagine if they were cool with that? Like, yeah, he's fine.
Oh, he must be. He said he's the next of kin. He must be.
Little comic relief.
How about those sumbitches who walk out of the hospital? You know anybody who walked out, you know what I'm talking about, before they were officially released because they don't need all the, that kind of a thing?
Oh, like still even wearing like the gurneys?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've thought about it before.
Oh,
because
I don't. The weight?
Yeah, the weight, and I just. You get to a point sometimes where you're like, I can't be here anymore. I have to get out of here.
Do you check that ahead of time? I know like urgent care will have wait times. I don't know if ERs do. Maybe they're too busy doing other things.
I know that Mercy Hospital does. I'm not sure about the other hospitals.
I'm talking about like once you are in the bed, they're treating you. Maybe you're supposed to be there for 2-3 days, and after 6-8 hours, you decide you're good to go and you walk away.
Sounds like something my dad would do.
Pistol Pete from across the street, one of my oldest friends, my old neighbor growing up. I think what happened was he was, I think maybe stung by a jellyfish down in Mexico or something like that.
Oof.
I heard that is terrible.
Yeah, I think
meaning it hurts so bad.
This is 35 years ago or something like that, but maybe 30 years ago. And it really made him very, very sick, and he was supposed to stay in the hospital for a couple of days, but after a few hours, he pulled all the wires out of him and walked out wearing the gown. That whole movement.
That's ridiculous because his clothes are probably in the room somewhere.
Oh, I think there was
like
someone,
a dresser or on a chair.
Yeah.
He had an accomplice. I believe there was somebody who brought his personal. What do they call it?
Belongings.
Effects. Exactly.
ER nurse Jesus said, "Happy St. Patrick's Day." Right back at you. She said, just want to let you know that the ER is one of the most disgustingly dirty places around town. You can't keep up with all the gross. Yeah. And we constantly remind people to get their kids off the floor.
Oh, gosh. Why would you put your kid down? No.
Get your babies out the street.
Crawling around. Somebody else brought that up about just the idea of sitting in an emergency room to watch, that you're likely to catch something horrible.
Yeah, you'll be back in the next couple of days because of something you caught.
Yeah, I'm now afraid that I'm going to get the flu or something from being in there. But there was a guy behind me who's one of those scrometers.
Tell me what that means.
Scream vomiter.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I felt rude. I probably shouldn't have, but I got up and moved.
I'm sorry, where was he scromiting?
Right behind me in the waiting room.
Oh, I don't think you have to feel bad about leaving the proximity of a guy throwing up all over the place.
I was like, dude.
Did he have a bucket?
Calm it down. He had one of those little bags they give you. And
that's cute.
He was covered by, his wife had him covered by a blanket so nobody had to see it all.
Ah, poor guy.
I've never heard somebody throw up that loud in my life.
I think I'm a scrometer.
Are you really?
Yeah. I am.
I mean, it's been many, many, many years since I vomited, but I remember it being quite a show. Where your mother comes down to the basement and wants to know, why you're throwing up at 3 o'clock in the morning as a 16-year-old, and you tell her it's a bad McChicken sandwich. That was my.
Did she ever buy it?
No, of course not. No.
Do you guys have all the normal warning signs that it's going to happen?
Yeah.
Do you know anybody who gets zero warning signs? My oldest, Cam, he's like that, where all of a sudden he's completely fine, and then he's throwing up. I'm almost jealous. I mean, it's a miserable thing because you can be in an embarrassing situation. You can't remove it or remove yourself from it. But at the same time, that pre-throw-up feeling is so terrible.
I bet his pals hate to drink with him.
Well, I don't know if he throws up from drinking, I guess. I've never seen him get real hammered.
Because I used to drink with a dude who was a zero-warning vomiter and a heavy drinker. So you could almost count on it happening. He was a full-on drunk. And you're like Josh was saying, zero warning. Middle of a sentence, he could be speaking. And I hated drinking with him.
I know the type.
I always had to sit apart from him at the bar. I didn't, or at a house party, because you knew it was going to happen.
What would you rather have? I mean, if you have a choice.
Is poop going to come into play here?
No poop. No poop.
No poop?
Like, no, meaning the no warning whatsoever, or just that horrible feeling of just knowing, oh, God, any second, and you're doing your best to fight it.
No warning.
I think I'd rather be a no-warning vomiter.
Me too.
Yep.
Because that pre-feeling is horrible.
It's terrible.
That's the worst part of it all.
It is the worst part.
You're sweating.
Yep.
Spitting.
Yeah, I think it's almost a blessing in a way.
Your stomach feels like it's
not for folks around you, though.
A washing machine turning over and
Oh, it's terrible. And I'm worried we're making people sick.
I'm not doing so good right now with this conversation.
Oh, really?
Let's move on.
Yeah, I was going to bring up more details.
Take some more dope.
Yeah.
Oof.
Don't worry about the sick one, Josh. You want to tell vomit stories? You tell vomit stories.
Oh, there's so much spit beforehand.
Oh!
Terrible.
You look like a porn queen.
Yeah.
Ashley's like, yeah, I know what you mean.
Gross.
Again, can I tell my St. Cloud State vomiting foxy lady story? Me and Donnie sat down next to a couple of gals at a bar in St. Cloud State, and Donnie said to this gal across the table, he said, I'd like to take you out on a date sometime. What do you think of that? And the gal, who was violently drunk with the rest of us, the gal, I think she heard what Donnie asked her, but I'm not 100% sure. She ducked her head under the table, and she threw up all over her feet. And she came back up, and Donnie said, I'll take that as a no.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
What's going on, podcast pimps? Dana here to once again sing the praises of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. I got on the ball early. I already got my AC tuned up for summer, and I think you should too. An AC tune-up means better efficiency, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind before we get choke slammed with heat. And right now, it's their early bird special. $45 off an AC tune-up or $90 when you add your furnace in as well. Smart folks like me don't wait for the first 80-degree day. We plan ahead. Book by May 25th and check it off your list at standardheating.com. Providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today. 763-571-2410 or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
This isn't your average podcast.
This pod is about to be crazy. I don't even know what's going to happen.
This is Full Send.
It's just like a boys' scrap.
Join the party.
We threw like a spontaneous party out of nowhere. It was crazy. And we pulled off a crazy prank.
Pranks, parties, and viral culture at its wildest.
Just seeing like the guys that you brought in and like seeing their different personalities and stuff, it's been entertaining, dude.
This could be the greatest content builder of all time, bro.
The Full Send Podcast.
Dude, let's get ready to rumble.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Let's do it.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
All right, hang on to your ass. Because we're live on a Thursday. It's our pleasure To bring you a fresh edition of the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. You know who isn't feeling very fresh today is Ashley. She's the regular female character on this here radio show. She's down again.
Yeah, I feel bad for her. She just can't kick this thing, whatever's going on.
She's down and out. She'll be taking a couple more days off. Doctor's orders, don't you know?
Got an appointment today. She's hoping to get things figured out. She's pretty bummed. You know, it's funny. She was stressed that we would be disappointed in her somehow. And I had to tell her yesterday, what are you going to do? You got all these doctors saying you got to go in, you got to take a day or two off just to kind of get better. Yesterday, it was obvious she was fading throughout the show. She had to leave. She was not looking good, so.
Poor thing.
Yeah, I'd love to get her back tomorrow, but it kind of doesn't sound like that's going to happen.
I can lean into my feminine side a little bit if you want me to add a little feminine touch to the program.
Oh, give us a couple. Like, do you love bubble baths?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You do, really?
Oh, rosé all day, for sure.
You'll rosé all day?
Oh, yeah. Right after I get my mani-pedi done.
You know, I'll tell you what. It seems like more and more people this isn't really new information, but in the last 5 years, at least in my life, are wine people now. I mean, that and the THC seltzers are taking off. But have you noticed that? Like, a lot of guys, too, are kind of like...
No.
There's people in this building that are passionate about it.
Oh, yeah. I have some bros who, back in the day, nothing but old Milwaukee's, Milwaukee Beast Ice, just drinking the crappiest stuff. Now they're sitting there swirling their wine glasses and taking trips to Napa together. It's been a crazy transformation, so I definitely see that, Josh.
I used to drink wine every Sunday, and it was just a little sip followed by the world's driest, most circular, thin bread at church.
I didn't go to church often, but I definitely do remember having some of that awful little wafer that just dehydrates you immediately.
I did like church wine. That's the only real, I don't know what kind of wine that is. That's the only kind I ever had.
I don't know that crowd. No, I have not noticed. I don't see any men ever drinking wine, but you're spot on about the seltzer thing, whether it be the THC numbers or the other. Let me try to come up with some of the brand names. I see them at the bar, and now I can't think of them. The little skinny cans, clam juice, clam.
White Claw?
White Claw. I see a lot. Can you name any others? Because I can never.
High Noons are very popular.
I see piles of those now.
That's a THC drink?
No. It's like a vodka drink.
Right. You got your THC seltzers, and you got the others like the clam juice and the moon pie. What did you say?
High Noon.
High Noon.
Yeah, the High Noons on our booze cruise. I see a lot of those.
Yes.
And people are always like, try this. You got to have a little bit of this or whatever.
And then the other hip thing that I've noticed over the last 5, maybe 6, 7 years is hooch, bourbon. A lot of folks are pretending to be dialed into bourbon now because they think it places them on a higher plane. But no, I don't see bros drinking up wine.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a different crowd than you're used to hanging out with at the Legion.
Different crowd.
But it seems like in the people, kind of like it's replaced in a way the not home brewery, but you know what I'm saying? Like all those fancy beers.
Oh, yeah. Like the ones at the brewery. Like, this one has peanut butter in it and stuff. Uh-huh.
And like the folks that are into it are really into it.
Oh, big time.
I couldn't tell you the difference between a very expensive wine and a not expensive wine.
Yeah, you give me a Boone's Farm and a 1976 Charlot Merlot or something, and I couldn't tell. Blind taste test, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Okay, so people are saying it's real. This is washed up wannabe sheezes. Wine is a different kind of buzz.
That's what I hear all the time.
It hits like crack. Okay, so that's what people are into then. It's not like just how taste. Is that what it is? And I know with the THC seltzers, that's what my friends that are in it say. It's like, I never feel like crap the next day like I do drinking a whole case of beer.
Mm-hmm. It kind of mellows you out a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know Dick Ola about the whole wine scene.
I had a Jay-Z Christmas where we had, I tried a sip of Cristal, right?
Yeah.
Just to see what all the musicians were talking about. I could not tell the difference between that and any other champagne I've had at any wedding ever.
Any, like, $9.99 bottle?
No, no idea. I'm sure somebody who drinks that stuff would be able to clue me in on what I should be looking for, but I thought, this is going to be an incredible experience.
Well, my roommate in college, when he turned 21, he was one of the last guys to turn 21, so we got him a bottle of Grey Goose vodka. You know, that's kind of like the nicer vodka. And we drank it, and we're like, yeah, that's good. You know, but then he kept refilling the bottle with like Kharkov, which is like $7.99 a bottle, and pretending it was Grey Goose. So when people would come over, he'd be like, "Hey, you guys want some Grey Goose?" And then you pour them a drink, and people are like, "Oh my God, you can taste the difference. This is so good. Oh my God."
Oh, really?
Yeah. Completely had no idea.
Yeah, I just would have to admit that I couldn't tell you the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Some folks are saying, Cubby, that wine is a fun buzz. It's a fun buzz, as opposed to the buzz that you get that sucks. But I think I know what they mean by that. There's a little bit of a different feeling when you drink the wine.
Below average welder Jesus said wine has a different hangover and it's the worst.
I've heard that. I've only drinking wine a couple times, and I stay away from it because like I know my body, I know how many beers it's going to take to get a buzz or to get drunk. But with wine, I feel like I just go from 0 to 60 all of a sudden, and I'm just wasted.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's like Jägermeister for me is one of those things where I can have a couple of shots and then maybe one more shot. I'm like, I feel nothing. And then all of a sudden it punches me in the wiener.
Yeah.
I'm just annihilated out of nowhere. Usually you can kind of feel it coming.
Yep.
Jägermeister is the opposite for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and people talk about with edibles.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're feeling fine. You're like, well, I got to eat a little more because I'm not feeling anything. And then you just overdid it.
And then you don't even know how to tie your shoes.
Ginger beer, short but fat, Jesus said, is now very popular. What's a ginger beer? Would I know one of the...
I guess I'm not really sure, to be honest with you.
Not a friggin' clue.
So there's not like a name that we'd all know?
When I drink a beer, it's a domestic light.
Naughty insurance agent Jesus said dry mouth from wine is horrible.
Yeah, I think I can recall that feeling for sure.
Nobody wants an overhang.
Yeah, it's kind of... Maybe interesting is the wrong word. Fascinating might be a better word, but listening...
You sound quite fascinated in...
Well, I like learning about this kind of stuff. I don't partake, so it's kind of fun hearing, people's perceptions. And there's a couple of guys in this building, when they get going... when you hear me talking about, like, technology stuff I like off-air and it drives you insane, or audio equipment...
It bores me to death, yes.
It's kind of that feeling with the wine, but I'm also... fascinated how you can be so into it. Like, you don't hear people talking about, well, maybe you do hear people talking about certain hamburgers that way, but, other things you consume. You don't hear people talk about it as
the way they talk about alcohol, what their favorite style is.
Wine specifically.
All the different ways you can get effed up.
Words like legs and notes and things like that.
Hints of this, hints of that.
Yeah, that... I'm already aggravated just joking about it, really, to be honest with you. And speaking of your obsession with technology, if you don't mind me going back to a couple weeks ago, Dana and I got a kick out of this. Maybe your feelings were hurt a little bit, and if so, I apologize. But the three of us were all sitting kind of close together off air. Josh was editing some audio, and he's got his fancy computer in front of him, and you love that stuff. You love all the editing and the different tricks you can do when you've got 7 different keyboards and 6 different screens in front of you. It's like you're ready to launch a space shuttle or something when you're sitting in front of all your equipment. And I noticed something happening on your screen as you were working, and it looked kind of fancy-schmancy. And I said, hey, look, that's kind of fancy-schmancy. And Josh said, oh, yeah, that's my new thing. Do you want to hear about it? And I said, actually, no.
Yeah, I've learned.
Dana and I laughed, and you looked a little heartbroken. You wanted so badly to tell us about this new technology.
Oh, I did.
And
yeah.
I would have rather just been kicked straight in the balls than hear about the...
I knew that was going to happen, but that's usually, well, in the past, I would have just explained all of it with great enthusiasm. But I've learned about you guys enough just to say, do you really want to know? And then usually you're going to get a no.
That's all right, Cubby. I like seeing the...
Nobody likes to talk about that stuff but me.
It sucks to talk about, but I like to see the fire in your eyes.
But, Josh, I know the feeling, too, because I have a lot of dorky interests, and I learned to not even try to explain them or talk to them to my wife. Just go to somebody else who actually enjoys that stuff rather than boring her and watching like her soul leave out her ears as I explain the nuances of Fast and Furious 6.
Yeah, you know what? Those are the only times I think I should get on social media because there's probably like-minded nerds somewhere.
Or Reddit. Go on Reddit. I'm sure there's lots of dork audio Reddit pages you could go on.
Probably, yeah.
Reddit. I've got a certain page I look at it when I go to Reddit.
It has nothing to do with audio editing.
No, I think it's called, what's it called?
Gone Wild.
Gone Wild.
Sprinkler Fitter Jesus said, ginger beer, it's like beer, but just without a soul.
Okay, sure. There's so many routes you can take now. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So there you go. Yeah, Ashley's going to be gone for the next couple of days. People are falling apart at the seams, Cubby.
Yeah, just with sicknesses and everything around.
That's what I'm referring to specifically as sickness. I want you to know something, Josh. If I die, I give you permission to use my body as food. If I die first, which of my possessions would you like?
Well, I mean, you can make a wife joke, but I'm too polite
Too
for
easy.
that.
It's too easy.
It's too easy, right. You know what?
I don't know if we really know what each other has, to be totally honest. I mean, we work together every day for the last 30 years, but I'm not entirely sure what you've got under the roof of your house that I might want.
Do you still have your pinball machine?
I do.
I think that'd be cool to have a Kiss pinball machine, or any pinball machine.
You're probably the only swinging D that could get it working.
Yeah, those things are a pain in the ass.
You had a pinball machine guy come out.
I had a pinball machine guy come out, and it worked. I mean, you should have seen the pile of parts the dude had on the floor. The parts he needed to replace. This is a 1978 pinball machine. And I finally called the guy and said, I'd like to play this sumbitch, once or twice. I procrastinated for years on the idea of having it fixed. Just because I didn't really care. But I finally called the guy. He had a pile of parts on the floor, a good foot high. Replaced everything, worked for 2 weeks, and then took a massive all over again. So it's
too bad.
It's out of commission. It's out of order as we speak. But a guy like you could probably get it working again. The pinball machine that's a good one.
I had a friend who he wasn't into Star Wars at all, but he was smart enough to realize people pay big money for this if you hold on to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so he did make good money on. I mean, he was kind of like almost annoying about the condition of the boxes and things like. He didn't even watch. He had a whole room just with this stuff, and he would sell it on eBay. And so there was a particular pinball machine that he fixed up. He can fix anything. It's amazing to watch. But so he fixed up this pinball machine, and he went to sell it on eBay. And he was selling it for a lot of money, and some guy and him were going back and forth like this guy's like, you're an idiot. You're never going to get that amount of money. He's like, oh, yeah, F you. I'm going to get this money. Eventually, he got it, and my friend spent about 6 weeks trolling this person to say, F you, I told you I'd get the money. It was like a big thing for him. He's sitting there sweating. How do I get back at this guy? He was so pissed about it. But that was a cool pinball machine.
If you want to have an interesting character in your home, invite a pinball repairman to your home in 20 and 26. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I need my Donkey Kong machine wrenched on a little bit, and I'm not smart enough or trust myself that I'm not going to completely screw it all up permanently.
Oh, it's not working?
It's a little laggy. It definitely needs a tune-up, but I remember your experience, Nick. I'm like, I wonder who the guy who's going to come over who knows how to repair a video game machine from 1985.
I know what I want of yours, Nick.
Go ahead.
I want your completed Clone-A-Willy. So I'll have a piece of you forever.
Clone-A-Willy, where you wrap your rod in this swill and it
plaster of some
sort. And it creates a dildo.
I'll get one of those. If you
from
have
the shape of your
you have a signed football and you put it in a case like that. That's what I'm going to do. Or I'll set it like a katana sword. You know how somebody might rest that on a mantle?
Yeah,
right.
Uh-huh.
I'll get something like that.
If you go first, I'd like your pickup. I want to turn it into a lowrider.
Those are popular.
I'm not taking your big dumb dogs if you die.
My wife would fight you for them. She'd rather have me die than her.
They're going to the pound.
Wait, them.
I've already told you, Josh, that I better in your will be getting the Rocky Balboa cardboard cutout.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
We actually have to work on it. We have to work on that thing.
I'll take your pickup. I'm not taking your dogs. They're going to the pound.
Problem is my pickup's a lease. So you only got about a handful more months with it.
I told you before, I think, when my folks got remarried. They got divorced somewheres in the early 80s and then got remarried in the late 90s, if and you didn't know. It was hilarious. But my dad agreed to remarry my mother on one condition, that she get rid of her dog. He didn't like her dog, and the dog didn't like him. In the moment, I didn't think that was a big deal, but looking back, damn, that was pretty cold.
That is kind of cold.
Yeah, and I love that dog. That dog is very nice. My dad said, I'll marry you. Get rid of that friggin' dog. Poor bastard.
So we're getting some texts on something that happened yesterday. It was kind of a funny / terrifying moment for us. So we're having that half-assed summer bash with Creed coming up this summer. And our boss asked me and Nick to cut some lines for a promo he's going to make. And so we did. That's what we do, after the show, we do that kind of stuff. And unfortunately, the mic we use in here, our studio was up through the board. So what was going on as we're recording this thing was going out over the air.
So after 9 a.m., we're playing music very likely on the radio station, right?
Yeah.
We're sitting here in this other studio cutting this silly advertisement. And it went live over the air, yeah.
And the only reason, so we're not, can't listen to the station as we're doing that, otherwise it would make it on the recording. And so I get this text from our boss going, hey, that promo's coming out over the air as you guys are recording it. And I thought, oh no, what did we say? And then both me and Nick are thinking back, because we had it on for a while, and we were just kind of BSing a little bit and recording this thing. And Nick, you said something to the effect of, you and I sometimes have this ability to say things that would get us locked up, that nobody else would understand the humor.
We got really lucky yesterday.
We sure did.
Because we had a live mic pointed directly at both of our cake holes that was broadcasting over the air. After we got off the air, it's broadcasting, live mic, whatever this was, 9:15 in the morning. And somehow we were not having a completely inappropriate conversation. We were just sitting, and we just read the script. I think we might have talked back and forth. I might have said something like, "Oh, am I ready to go?" And you said, "Yeah, you're ready." And I began reading the script. That could have easily been the end of us yesterday, because normally when we get off the air at 9, if we do any talking, I don't like to do any talking at all after 9 a.m., but if we do, it's usually ball-busting and joking around with each other, lots of foul language, lots of inappropriate conversation. So that was a bullet dodged.
Oh, both of us were a little worried, and then, sometimes we'll just throw in stupid stuff just because the boss is going to hear it, give him a laugh as he's putting these together. And sometimes it's very foul, like taking a line and changing it to be absolutely horrible, knowing that he's not going to use it. But, yeah, we got so lucky yesterday.
Yeah, I was down in another studio, and Josh came running in and was like, dude, you left the PC potted up, and my heart sank. I was like, oh, my God, I am dead.
No, well, you know what? Every time this happens, it's weird. Anytime I record something in here, I always ask you, we're off, right? Mm-hmm. It's the one time I didn't. So that's on me, too. I should have ran down and asked you if it was off. But
so if you were listening after 9 and you heard me say, hey, it's Nick and Josh from the Half-Assed Morning Show. Join us this summer for our Creed gangbang, or whatever we're calling this concert. If you heard that and then Josh said something like, blah-da-dee-dee-dee-doo, and it's June 13th, that was us recording a friggin' ad. We had no idea we were live.
Yeah, a little peek behind the curtain a little bit.
It's funny. People are texting in saying, I heard that. They were wondering, what the heck is going on? It must have been very confusing. And then somebody's saying, I thought I heard Nick say, don't do this to me. And, yeah, so what was happening is...
Don't do this to me.
Because my bit was that I'm throwing on Creed songs with really terrible puns.
Right.
Right? And so you're getting frustrated, that kind of thing. So that's what that was.
God, please, Dana, please don't leave that friggin' mic open again.
And that's the only time I've ever done it, too.
Because we'll be out of a job so friggin' fast.
I know.
I don't know if anybody's been, if you're listening now and you've been in a situation like that where maybe you realized, oh, my phone was going or somebody was standing right there, and you're recounting everything you think you said, or in this case, I'm going, what did Nick say? That was a horrible feeling.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about drinking. That was my big thing when I was really, really drinking my balls off. I'd wake up in the morning and try to recall, Okay, what the hell did I say to people? Did I say that? Oh, for Christ's sake, I said that, didn't I?
I do that sober all the time.
We had the same feeling yesterday after we realized we had a live mic in our yappers.
That's the worst, like, on your way home from something going, oh, no, I bet I sounded like a douche there, that kind of thing.
Yeah, you often, you second-guess the living hell out of yourself.
Totally.
Just about everything that comes out of your mouth. That night, when you get in bed, you will second-guess what came out. Just about any night of the week, with no liquor, no drugs.
On my ride home from work, sometimes I'm like, God dang it. Why do I even open the microphone?
Yeah, a lot of folks are texting in saying they heard that little goat rodeo. I hope you liked it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That could have been the absolute end. Absolute end.
Well, the boss was funny, Derek. We've had him on before. And he's like, hey, I said, dude, I am so sorry. That usually would never happen. I'm like, it's my fault. I should have double-checked. And he's like, no. He's like, it sounded good. I'll be able to use that, no problem. If we were talking about...
Hey, we're lucky and we're good. That's pretty much what it is. We're lucky and we're good.
I was telling Nick, I'm like, man, there's a couple bosses back in the day. If we had that, I mean, they would be enraged.
Oh, really?
We'd be in so much trouble. It was an innocent mistake.
Oh, it's because our past bosses were douchebags. Right?
Yeah, and it's really, thankfully, nothing bad was said, but it's like, sure, it's embarrassing, it sucks, but it's not that big a deal.
It really isn't. What, he interrupted a Blind Melon song? I think
some people are saying, yeah.
What, was it Blind Melon?
Yeah.
Well, there was probably an uptick in the ratings.
Yeah, maybe folks should be thanking us.
Friggin' Blind Melon. Give me a damn
They were
break.
about to change the channel, then they heard you guys start talking. They said, hey, you know what, I'll stick around. This is kind of fun.
Our program director chose to play Blind Melon, and we apologized to him?
Well, I didn't know we were playing Blind Melon until people were texting that in this morning.
All I can say is that my life is pretty plain.
Yeah, I got to text Derek and tell him I take back my apology.
Yeah.
He owes us an apology. He owes the listeners apology. We don't.
All right, so we were talking a little bit earlier about death. I was asking Cubby if I go first, which of my possessions he would want. We'd chit-chat a little bit back and forth over that. A little bit later on this morning, if you want, we can talk about wills. Have you filled out a will? Are we too young for that, Josh? Have you filled out?
No, I mean, when I got married, we filled one out, and we actually talking to the kids about this last Friday, about like filling things out and who wants what. It's kind of sad that we don't have anything that anybody wants. I mean, we don't really have a ton of stuff there. So I think my daughter wants this old chest we have that like stored Afghans when I grew up. We just got this. It's really, it's just like a piece of crap chest. But
wow,
she
that's
liked it.
boring.
I know. That was the only thing anybody wanted.
So you have filled out. Maybe I have.
You might have.
I can't remember.
Usually, if you get married, a lot of times that happens just to make sure.
Yeah,
people
I think
set
maybe
up.
we signed something.
It's humbling to know you're worth more dead than you are alive. With life insurance and stuff like that.
We can talk about wills a little later if you're feeling like continuing that type of a conversation. I understand there's been an uptick in the amount of people who want their carcass cryogenically frozen and with plans to thaw them out and jumpstart them again at a later date.
I was just watching a show the other day that they had that same thing. It was this big CEO of this company, and he decided, hey, if I'm going to go out, you're going to freeze me to try and bring me back once you find a cure for whatever he had.
Oh, damn. That's part of the conversation. There's been an uptick in people who want to be frozen. And then, try to get them started, 20, 30 years down the road. Bring them back.
I always got to kick out the ones where they basically taxidermy themselves and have themselves propped up in a position they would normally be in, like sitting in a chair with an Xbox controller. I always thought that was kind of funny.
Oh, like at a wake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny but creepy.
That stuff is so gross.
It is gross.
I remember the first time I heard about someone who wanted to be propped up in their house for a few days afterwards, or someone who wanted to be put on the back of a motorcycle for one final ride, and you think, wow, I got to see this. And then when you see it, it is so gross and disturbing to see a dead body sitting. It's just, I don't know what the hell.
Very unsettling.
Horse cop Jesus on the idea of maybe somebody overheard something or you realize, oh no, people are hearing this. He said he's had plenty of close calls saying something wild on a hot mic over dispatch. Yeah, I was with a friend who's a trooper, and, we were having kind of a gross conversation, trying to gross each other out, and then realized, oh, no, my dash cam's on, right? So everything's recorded, and that's public record if need be.
That's not good.
No.
All right, we got to take a break here. Oh, text message came in from Rat Rules 92. Jesus. I recognize that peckerhead. He has something or another to say now and again. He says today is his Friday. That's great. Congratulations on that. He says 9.5 hours from now, he's going to crank up Smooth Up In Ya by the Bullet Boys, and he's out of here.
Oh, I haven't heard that in a long time.
Smooth. Oh, really?
Yeah, they got a couple good ones.
Smooth Up Yin Yao. Maybe the most obnoxious lead singer that ever got involved in the 80s rock movement.
Yeah, he'd definitely be up there, right?
The dude from the Bullet Boys. Smooth Up Yin Yao.
I kind of liked those guys.
Oh, yeah.
I can't say I all the way liked them.
Oh, I loved their first 3 records.
Oh, I didn't know you'd love them.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Kind of seems like a band you would make fun of a little bit.
Well, there is lots to make fun of there. I'm just saying I really loved their first 3 records.
Let's start with the name of the band, Bullet Boys.
Great name when you're 24.
Yep.
But then 15 years later, if you still have a career, which they didn't, you kind of now they're 65. It's a little silly to be the but I thought when I was in high school, I thought it was cool.
It's funny you say that because I look back at some of the bands I was into, and I never really thought about the name. That was just their name. I'm like, oh, it's kind of cool. And then as an adult, you look back and go, that's so stupid. I would shoot that name down instantaneously.
They made some pretty good stuff, I thought. So there you go. Rat Rules 92. Jesus, congratulations. Your Friday, 9 a.m. He's going to hit or 9 hours from now, I should say, he's going to hit the Bullet Boys record, and he's gone. We got to take a break. When we come back, we'll dial into the stupid news. You're a terrific crowd.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
What's going on, podcast pimps? Dana here to once again sing the praises of Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. I got on the ball early. I already got my AC tuned up for summer, and I think you should too. An AC tune-up means better efficiency, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind before we get choke slammed with heat. And right now, it's their early bird special. $45 off an AC tune-up or $90 and you add your furnace in as well. Smart folks like me don't wait for the first 80-degree day. We plan ahead. Book by May 25th and check it off your list at standardheating.com. Providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.